What's up, baseball fans, and what's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How's everybody doing? Day 6 of the MLB meetings here on a Saturday, 6 days in a row. Owners and players, representatives have been meeting over the last week to try to get a deal done so the MLB season can start on time and can have a 162-game season, which all baseball fans are hoping for. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, guys, you're just tuning in. I really appreciate all the support, guys. Don't forget to hit on that like button. It's very important that you hit on that like button. The more likes, the more the stream goes right up to the top of the list when you search for MLB anything, news, CBA, negotiations, anything you need to do. It's all right there. So hit on that like button, guys, so we can get this stream out to more people. Sorry about the lagging if there's a little bit of lag. I'm actually trying to do something else with the Wi-Fi and everything like that. So I appreciate it if you stick around and stick with me. But once again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. So we're at day 6, Saturday. We haven't heard a lot of information about when these meetings are starting, if they started already. Apparently, it was supposed to be 12 o'clock. I'm assuming they're meeting around this time. So we just have a lot to wait for, right? Let's just hope that they actually are making more progress and closer to a deal so we can get baseball going, start spring training, get a couple of weeks of spring training in before the start of the season at the end of March. So if you don't know, guys, there was a little bit of progress yesterday. And the progress that was spoke about mostly that they worked on and got a little bit more done was about the draft lottery. Wasn't a lot of detail, but what we know is that they got closer to the number of teams that are going to be in that draft lottery. Not exactly the progress I was looking for. I was looking for more of the CBT or the minimum salary or the Super 2s arbitration, something in that area. So it makes a little bit more understanding of what they're really trying to get done, the core issues that we're having, even though the draft lottery was one for tanking, but this is really not going to stop teams from tanking. It really isn't. So the draft lottery thing is just weird to me and stupid. I don't think it really benefits anybody. It's just a issue that I don't even think they should be talking about, because at the end of the day, it's not going to stop a team from still being a bad team if they don't want to spend money. So it's just that simple. So that's the only update from yesterday that we got any clarity on. They didn't really speak about the other issues that I just mentioned, just mostly about the draft lottery, and they took almost 6 hours to talk that and negotiate that. So if it looks like that for just the draft lottery, you can only imagine what it would look like for the CBT and the minimum salary and the arbitration percentage. All of that, 6 hours was for the draft lottery and the amount of teams. So, day 6, it's Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, waiting for news from any reporter on Twitter to see what we can get, any news that we can actually be happy about or be pissed off about. But that's why we're here. Be with you until around 5 o'clock. Hopefully, we get enough details in there so we can actually find out what the heck is going on. And if a deal doesn't get done today, there is 2 days left until the deadline of February 28th on Monday, where games for the regular season could be lost. So, going through the comments, see who is here today. Steven, Joe, Hayden, Husky, Sweaty, Bob, Ghostway, what's up? Victor, how you guys doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Today was the day where spring training should have officially started for the Mets. They were supposed to be playing in Florida of course they're going to be in Florida, but in the Marlins facility, Roger Dean. They were supposed to be playing today. Christian, how you doing? Joseph, how you doing? Lindor, how you doing? So they were supposed to be playing the Marlins today as one of their first games, and obviously that's not happening. And I would have been already been in Florida. Today was supposed to be the 7-line party, the day before the first home game for spring training. We were supposed to be at one of the outdoor bars, pubs that is right around the field in Port St. Lucie, but obviously that's not happened as well. Unfortunately, I'm here in New York, so damn. But besides that, guys, the bigger news, the bigger thing that we need to know is, are they going to progress more in one of those 3 things that I mentioned, the CBT, the arbitration, or the minimum salary? That's it. When I feel like there's something moving forward on those issues, then I really think there could be a deal done quicker than we actually think. But if they didn't even settle on the draft lottery. They just made progress on the draft lottery. So whatever that means is that they're probably talking about it again today. And great. But other than the draft lottery, I want to hear something else that progresses in the right direction for both sides. Excuse me. So I'm hoping that we can actually have a deal today. And that is the question I want to ask you guys. What do you think, or will there be a deal today? That is question number 1 in this early part of the stream, guys. So I'm asking you the question. Do you think there will be a deal today? I don't think there will be a deal today, but I feel like we're going to get some type of progress regarding the CBT, because I think that's one of the major issues. I really think if there is some issue that can be at least progress into a little bit of good faith, I think the CBT, and I think the owners have to budge a little bit. Moving it like $1 million or $2 from 214 to 216 is really not cutting it. If they could probably make it 220 or 225, I think the players will go for that. And I think that's when the ball will be running much, much more. And that's what we need. We need to hear that today. And I'm hoping that they realize that it's going to be a disaster if baseball doesn't start on time. Not only are you going to piss off the diehard fans, you are going to lose the casual fans. As much as we talk about the casual fan, who we don't think are real baseball fans, and the ones that say that baseball is boring and baseball is slow and blah, 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 you know all the stuff that they talk about. All the sports rely on casual fans. You know, that the day of game ticket sales, stuff like that, the TV ratings, the people who are at the bar and watching the game, or people are at home, don't have nothing else to watch. You know, I can turn on a baseball game. The Mets and the Yankees are playing today. Let's go. The baseball can't lose the casual fan, because that is one of the major breaking points of what happened in the 94 strike. Even though it's totally different because the players strike, the casual fan was almost completely lost because of the strike of 94. And it took steroids and a home run race to get the casual fan back that made baseball much, much better than today, or much, much better than it is right now. And I don't know, because in 94, there wasn't many things to do. There wasn't much internet, if at all. There was no streaming services where you can, I'm going to watch Netflix, the hell with sports. I'm going to watch Hulu. I'm going to watch Disney, blah, blah. All them services are available now. There's so many more things to do that can occupy your time other than sports, specifically that we're talking about is baseball. And the bigger problem that we are going to see if this deal does not get done and we lose regular season games is people are going to lose interest. There is no doubt about it. I'm not going to lose interest. You're probably not going to lose interest. It's just that simple. The diehards are going to be here, but the diehards don't keep the game afloat. Don't make the millions and millions upon millions of dollars that the owners and players make. The casual fan brings in a ton of money for not just baseball, a lot of sports. A lot of sports. How many times do you go to a baseball game where you can tell the people who have been to games many times, the diehards, when you go to a game? How many casual fans do you see that just might have got tickets from a friend, from a business, and they just show up because it's a thing to do on a Friday night? You see it all the time. Half the people aren't paying attention to the game. They're walking around. They're going to concession stands, not paying attention. They're on their phone almost the entire game. Those casual fans are going to be lost because people are going to stop caring. And the diehard fans, as much as we love the game and the game needs us, we are not the ones that are thriving the game. It's the casual fan. So I want everybody to know that. So I see Sean here. I see Grant here. What's up, guys? How you doing? 2 members of Talking Mets and Rob. I really do appreciate it. And Mets fan MB, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And Sean, absolutely. Hashtag end the lockout. I mean, that's the bigger problem that we're seeing right now is that baseball has, even though baseball has been making money, they haven't been making money for ticket sales as much as people think. The revenue for ticket sales hasn't been great. The attendance have been down across baseball. They're getting the TV revenue, but that's mostly based on the rights to show the teams or the games, and the ads that the TV stations get. That's how they make their money as well. So that's the only thing that we know, that's how they make their money. If the owners only base their revenue on ticket sales and merchandise and concessions, they would probably lose a lot more money. But because of the TV deals and because of all the ads that they have in the stadiums, they make a ton of money that way. And that's why baseball, when you hear they made 10 billion or 9 billion in a year of total revenue, including everything, then you realize how much money baseball makes. But again, casual fan is the big key to losing a lot of things that baseball thinks that they're basically immune to, and it's not true. And that is just that simple, guys. And like I said, guys, this is day 6. The first 4 days was absolutely useless. 3-4 hours of meetings and no progress at all. And then yesterday they made minimal progress, if you want to call it minimal, for the draft lottery, and they didn't even actually agree to that yet. So it's Saturday, February 26th, 2 days before the owners' deadline of the 28th. And, I still think that can go up to the end of the week next week, which would be like March 4th or 5th. If a deal can get done by next week, I still think 3.5 weeks of spring training is more than enough to ramp up the pitchers and get this season on time. I think it's a little bit of a bluff from the owners about the 28th, but anything after next week, if a deal is not done, then we start to worry, because who knows when there's going to, is there really pressure at this point? I don't know. I really don't know anymore. And Cole, I 100% agree. They lost a lot of fans in 94. I know that for a fact. There were so many people in my family that, granted, there's a lot of people in my family that are baseball fans, but there are some that are just not. But they were even interested when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were going for the home run race. And offense was at an all-time high in the late 90s, early 2000s because of steroids. And not that they knew about that. It's just that it was exciting baseball. It brought people to the stadium. The person who wouldn't spend $75 on a ticket on a random Wednesday are buying tickets now because Mark McGwire is coming to Shea Stadium, or Mark McGwire is coming, or a powerful home run hitter who is talked about all over the league is coming to Yankee Stadium. They would buy a ticket to see that. That's what they're missing. That's what they're going to lose. And that's the problem that they're going to have. I know they're going to have it. Well, you know what, Christian? I think it's possible. I don't think they're going to go past next week without a deal. I think it's way too dangerous for this to happen, for them to do that. I think it's a dangerous game, and there is no way, guys, that baseball is going to survive losing a whole month of the season. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think they're gonna actually make it up. I just don't think they can make up what they broke and what they destroyed, and that's a problem. Sweaty. Let's see. Leaf, how you doing? MLB has to settle today. I hope that will be baseball season start on time. If they don't, I will be ready. Look, we all will be. We all will be upset. We all will be pissed off. They're getting to the point now where they're pissing off the diehards, and that's not what they want. I'm telling you right now, because there's gonna be some, not a lot, but there's gonna be some diehards that says, you know what, I'm not gonna buy season tickets, or I want my refund for season tickets, or I was gonna buy that package, that 20 game plan, that 40 game plan, but I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't blame them. I do not blame them. What if you're so frustrated, if you don't think they deserve your money, don't go. It's just that simple. Me, I'm invested. I've always been invested. I have a YouTube channel. Even before the YouTube channel, I was always going to games. I was always watching it on TV. When the Mets weren't playing, I found a way to watch other games. If it's the Yankee game that's on, or I would just go on the MLB network, watch a game, or have the MLB app to watch the games as well. That's what I like to do. And baseball surrounds my life. And this is my favorite sport. And this is what I look forward to. I look forward to my road trips that I go to different stadiums. I probably go between 25 to 30 games at home, maybe more. And I love going to the road games. And that's what I basically save all my vacation for, is the spring and summer and possibly fall because of this. And they're screwing it up, and I'm pissed off. But I understand what you're saying, Leaf. I understand. Let's see. What another bat you would like to see? I would like to see Chris Bryant. I've been going back and forth because if there's no draft pick attached to Nick Castellanos, I want Nick Castellanos. I think his bat will play well at Citi Field. He will hit a lot more. He probably won't hit as many home runs because he's in a bigger ballpark than Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. But he's gonna hit a lot more doubles, and I think he's a run scoring machine. He drives in runs, and that's what the Mets need. And he would be a nice, solid protection bat behind Pete Alonso. And there's no doubt about it, guys. I want a guy that can protect Pete Alonso because I've talked about this for about 3 weeks now, probably longer in my live streams. The New York Mets don't have a lot of power in this lineup besides Pete Alonso. Some people was like, oh well, Escobar has a good power bat. Yeah, he's that, but where he's going to be positioned in the lineup is probably not going to be right behind Pete Alonso. I'm talking about the guy who is protecting Pete Alonso, where they don't want to pitch around Pete Alonso because that bat behind him they're worried about. That's the guy I want. I want the Chris Bryant. I want the Nick Castellanos. If you somehow trade for a Jose Ramirez or a Matt Chapman, a guy that can protect Pete Alonso, that's what they need. So there's so many options, but talking about free agents, either Chris Bryant and Nick Castellanos, I would have no problem either of them coming to the Mets, protecting Pete Alonso in that lineup. Yeah, exactly, Harley. Exactly. Yeah, I still think that if people want to do something, they would spend money. If they know they're going to be entertained, they know that they're going to enjoy it, or it's a night out. People are going to spend money. People spend stupid money all the time. That's a lot more than a baseball ticket and a few hot dogs and hamburger or hot dogs and popcorn and soda and beer. Right? You can go to a baseball game in the secondary market and probably get two tickets for $50 and spend another $60 on concessions. And that's basically a night out at dinner if you go to a restaurant in Manhattan. So it's just a matter of if you want to go to a game, if you think you're going to enjoy it, you will spend the money. Everybody will spend money on something they think they will enjoy. The casual fan, look, here's the problem with the casual fan. The length of game, I don't think means anything to the casual fan. And this is why, Harley. Because if they go to a game, right? The casual fan says, I'm going to go to a game. I can buy a ticket. I have a little extra money. I'm going to go to a game. That casual fan is probably leaving in the seventh inning anyway. Concessions are closing down. There's no money being spent at this point by the fans at this point. Maybe the diehards are probably in the shops, probably trying to buy something before it shuts down or anything like that. But the casual fan is either leaving in the seventh inning when the concessions are over. They already spent their money on the ticket. They already spent their money on their concessions or in the shops, and that's their money is already spent. And the casual fan, the person who might like baseball but are not gonna, go crazy to find out the scores or have to get home to watch the game or get to a game because it's a big pitching matchup between DeGrom and Cole or something like that. But it's the length of game. I always think it's a stupid argument because when you buy a baseball ticket, there's a guarantee there might be a possibility that it's going to go longer than 9 innings. It's just that simple. The average game, I think, is over 3 hours now. I mean, that going in. So if you're buying the ticket and you get mad at the fact that the game is 3.5 hours long, well, what did you expect? It's been this way. You shouldn't be shocked about that. And money, yes, is the bigger issue. The diehards are gonna, are the ones who, are gonna save up a little bit, knowing that they're gonna buy season tickets or they're gonna go to opening day. Or if you're not in New York as a Met fan or a Yankee fan and you're traveling to come to opening day, that's an expense as well. We all know that. The money is the issue. But again, the casual fan, especially after the pandemic, where a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people are not getting paid what they were getting at some point, and people have to think second about spending $150 to go to one regular season game just to entertain themselves when they can stay home and save a little bit of money because they got to put food on their table or pay rent, pay mortgage, or put the kids through school, whatever it is. That is, I think, a better argument than the length of games. Hate it 100%. It would be an embarrassment, and I would look at this season if they miss, because if they're not going to play 162, they're not going to play 158. If they're going to miss games, it's going to be a drastic amount of games, like 30 or 40. So we're going to have 130, 120 game season. I'm going to look at this season the same way I looked at the pandemic season, as a joke. I look at the Dodgers championship as a joke. And I will look at this season, if it's 120, 130 games, as a joke. And I know some people might not be like, why? It's still over 100 games. Because here's the problem. There's going to be a team or two or a couple of teams, especially if there's an expanded playoffs, that might just miss the playoffs by 1 or 2 games. Those are the 42 games you missed. could have mattered of you making the playoffs. And that's the problem. And that's why I'm not going to look at this season seriously. Even if the Mets are great and they win the World Series, I will be happy, obviously, because my team won. But deep down, I would really be like, wow, it doesn't feel like they really won. That, like 120 game season, 130 game season, I won't feel like we accomplished something. I wouldn't feel that as much as I'd be excited because obviously my team won, but I wouldn't feel the same way if the Mets went through the grind of 162 game season, the grind of the playoffs, and the grind through the World Series and win a championship. Is something about that means more than you really think. I wish if you would give truth serum to the Dodger players who won in 2020. And yes, you could talk about the difficulty of COVID, about the restrictions that they had in the clubhouses. They couldn't, when they were on the road, they couldn't leave their hotel rooms, whatever. But deep down, they know that it doesn't feel as good as if you won a World Series when you went through a 162 game season. That's the way I feel. Some people might not, but still, I still think that 162 needs to be played. I think 150 and up, if it's that many games, then I can deal with it. Because at one point it was 154 games. So I can deal with 150 and more. I'll be okay with. Then I can see it as a regular season. But anything less than that, I won't feel comfortable saying, wow, my team won the championship of the grind of 130 game season. It doesn't feel right to me. Are you kidding me? Are we really ready to boycott baseball? Will anyone really do it? No. The diehards won't do it. The diehards won't do it. As I was talking about earlier, the diehards will not boycott the game. There might be some, I already know what I'm doing on opening day. I'm making a sign, if they make me keep it through security, I'm making a sign that said, greed ruined baseball. I'm going to make that sign and I'm bringing it in. If they allow me to bring it in, I will be waving it, standing there right on the Shea Bridge so everybody can see it. Right there. And I will actually take a picture in front of Citi Field and post it on social media all over the place, on my channel, everywhere, so it goes viral. But if they happen to take it from me when I go through security, I am putting that sign. I'm getting it ready for whenever opening day is. I will have that sign out. Even though it's a celebration opening day and everything like that, they put us through the freaking mill these last couple of months, ever since December 2nd. So, no, I don't feel bad for the players. No, I don't feel bad for the owners. No matter if you say millionaires against billionaires or you're on the player side or the owner side, no matter where you come from, on which side, it's still about greed. There is no reason, because I do feel if the owners didn't lock out the players, the players would have striked because they want leverage towards the owners. So it would have been the same thing. So people were getting on the owners about a lockout, or the people that are not realizing that the players were going to strike because they want a better CBA because they got screwed the last two CBAs. So it's both about greed. All right. I know over 70%, 71% of the players are making less than $1 million, but they don't also speak about the same ones that got endorsement deals, that does other things to make money, like commercials, everything that you can think of. They also make money that way too. Either way, it's greed, any way you look at it. So expect that sign at Citi Field opening day. They fired Tony Clark? I don't think so. That would be interesting. Let's see. All right, so 24 seconds ago. Take this for what it is. This is Bob Nightingale, and I also see Chelsea Janes as well. The owners have now officially begun their Saturday meetings with the players after talking separately for about 2.5 hours. So they were talking amongst themselves for 2.5 hours, and now they're together meeting about 30 seconds ago. Chelsea Janes, 2.5 hours later, the MLB owners and negotiating team are headed towards the unit site. All right, so that's good news. So now we know they're talking. So they just started talking together let's see where it goes. We're probably not going to hear anything for about 2 hours now. So buckle up, guys. You got me for the next 2 hours until we hear more news. So bring up your questions, guys. Bring your concerns, your opinions. We will be here until 5 o'clock. So say what's up. Don't be shy. Anything's on the table right now for this stream, guys. I don't think I'm going to Japan anytime soon, but I do hear it's a crazy atmosphere. So I would like to do it. It might be a bucket list thing, towards like a baseball bucket list. But I want to see all the major league stadiums before I do something like that. Oh, who are you telling, Lindor? It would be like free agency in the NBA and the NFL. When free agency starts, that whole week is like insane. People are signing, teams are trading all over the place. Crazy. I would love that. I really hope so. I mean, I would constantly be live for breaking news or rumor. I'll be doing videos probably twice a day because there's so much breaking information that's going to be rolling out there, which is going to be a lot of fun. Cole, I'm only willing to lose like 2 games. After that, I'm angry. Like I said, I think anything under 150 is concerning to me. I won't feel right about winning anything. Yeah, if the Mets win the World Series in a 130 game season, yes, I would buy the hoodie. I would buy the hat. I would buy the championship shirt. I would buy the mini trophy that they come out with sometimes. I would buy all that stuff because it's still an accomplishment. It's still something I would be proud of, but it would still feel like, damn, did we really go through the grind of 162? That's the way I feel. Yeah, Grant, it's gonna be hot stove mayhem, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. I tell you, there's one thing that I like about the off season is the whole rumor mill, the hot stove. It was so much fun. Like, I'll never forget. Every time I used to come home from school, and the World Series is over in like middle of November. That's when free agency and trades start to happen. Mostly, with the winter meetings and everything like that. And I used to come home from school, turn on MLB Network. They'll have hot stove coverage from morning until night. They'll have interviews during the winter meetings. They're at the winter meetings. So much is going on then. You just be fixated on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your TV, wherever you're all watching something, just to get the news. And that's what it's going to be like probably in the first hour after the deal is signed. Yeah, exactly, Christian. Like this is the problem that's the problem that I have with casual fans. Like, they're so shocked that the game starts at 7 o'clock. Fine, you know that, and then it's 10 o'clock and they're in the 7th inning. Like, if you don't expect the game to go at least 3 hours now, you haven't been paying attention for the last 15 years. You just haven't. Like, I don't know where people get that from. Like, they're upset about the pace of play. Well, I mean, or the time of games. Like, then what were you looking at? Like, do you think, here's the problem. Nowadays, there's too many. The casual fans nowadays are the same people who want instant results, instant access. Like, the basketball is fast, football is fast, hockey is fast. Like, there's not a lot of casual hockey fans. You got the diehard fans who are always there. And with basketball, the same. It's with most basketball is making all their money on casual fans because there's people that are not rooting for teams anymore. They're just watching their plays because of their fantasy or for betting or just because they like that player. There's a lot of people who don't like a team in basketball anymore. There's people at my job, they're like, yo, did you see what what's his name? Steph Curry did yesterday? No, I don't care. What did the Knicks do? I don't know. Well, I mean, come on. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem with the casual fan. And then what I hate, I don't know if you guys been through this, but I have. When I'm at work, there'll be somebody who probably wants to start up a conversation. They know I like baseball. They know I like the Mets. And then somebody will be talking about obviously the lockout now, but somebody was, oh wow, I saw the news. They talked about, oh, the Mets won, right? What do you think of the game? Who played well? It's like you don't really want to start up a conversation about baseball because I'm going to go into detail. You have no clue what I'm talking about, and then just to start a conversation, and you know what I enjoy, you're going to start up a conversation that you're not going to have any idea what I'm talking about. Like I'm like, yeah, in the fifth inning when Peter Alonso made that error and cost us 2 runs, you're gonna be like, what? I get that all the time at work when people are like, oh, so what do you think of the lockout? Do you think they're gonna play games? Like, do you want me to go into detail? Yeah, the CBT is gonna be a real problem when in this lockout. They're gonna be like, what's that? And I don't want to explain to you guys because these casual fans, because like learn the game. If you're going to go to a baseball game and you're trying to learn the game, try to learn the game. Don't start up a conversation with me when you have no idea what you're talking about. That annoys me. Oh my god, that annoys me. Like I'm all for people that are trying to learn the game and trying to actually ask real questions. Then I would be like, all right, cool. Like my girlfriend, when we first started dating, she didn't care for baseball. She didn't like baseball. I took her to a few games. I like to teach people that are at the games because you can see everything. And her favorite part of the game when she was starting to learn it was when people used to steal bases and the pitcher tried to pick the guy off at first base. She used to love that. Like that was exciting to her for some reason. To me, it's like, oh, he's safe. Most of the time nothing happens. The guy usually don't get caught stealing, picked off. But that's what she liked, right? And I got into it more, and then I actually taught her how to do the scorecard. And now she really like she even knew when one time I never forget the first time she actually realized she figured out what a 4-6-3 is, double play, and she wrote it on the scorecard, and I didn't say nothing, and then she thought that she didn't do it right, but she didn't want to say nothing to me. So I looked at and I didn't say nothing, and then she was like, am I right? I go, yeah, you're fine. And then that's how people learn. And if you're gonna ask intelligent question regarding baseball because you want to learn, I will be talking to you until your ears fall off. But there's casual fans that want to start up a conversation that they don't know what they're talking about. And then when you try to explain it to them, they don't care anymore because their attention span is like 4 seconds. And that's another problem with casual fans and this generation nowadays. Their attention span is like 6 seconds. They can't sit there and watch the game. They don't know the strategy within the baseball game. Like I know when there's first and second with 2 outs, you're trying to figure out, okay, so if this guy gets the ball, what is he going to do with the ball? Or if his bases loaded with 1 out, is he going to go home or is he going to try to turn the double play? We think about that, but the casual fan is not thinking about that. So they're just looking at the game like, wow, is this game going to end? Why is this taking so long? That's the problem with the casual fan. I agree. This pandemic screwed up baseball, screwed up the fans with all this stuff. Ugh. Let's just hope they get this right. I really hope so. Leave. Pete Alonso is one of my favorite baseball players. I also like Jacob deGrom, and I also like Max Scherzer, and I also like Michael Conforto. Well, I think all Met fans can say, excuse me, they like all those guys. Some people are iffy about Michael Conforto now, but he's still a very good player. Chris, how you doing? Rocky, how you doing? Chris, I mean, I probably will fall on the floor with shock, but I don't think they're gonna go after all of those guys, even though that would be insane. Like we would have like a $400 million payroll if we did all that. I do think a combination of two of those guys is very possible. I think it's going to be one bat and one pitcher. So take your pick from what you talked about. If it's KB and Manaea, I'm okay with it. I will have no problem with that. Manaea is a solid pitcher who's going to be in the middle of this rotation, who's going to help this rotation. If it's KB and Rodon, I'm really excited. Now I'm like pumped. Where's my Bryant jersey? Where's my Rodon jersey? Same thing if it's KB and Castillo. Another one that I'll get excited about. Suzuki, I will be excited about because it's the what if factor. Like, we don't really know what he's going to be. right? We heard about his statistics, heard about his accolades in Japan, but until he actually plays in the major leagues, we don't know what he's going to be. He might be a big power hitter in Japan, but he might be a 300 hitter who hits 15 home runs in the majors. Still pretty decent, but not the guy that we were expecting. So, as much as I'd be excited because of the what if factor with Suzuki, I don't know. We don't know. He could be Kaz Matsui, or he can be Hideki Matsui. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just that simple. And there's so many combinations and so many ways the Mets can improve this team, which I already think they will. I think they're going for a bat and they're going for an arm, big arm. Two big bat, one big back, one big arm. That's what I think they're going to go in. And that's all this lineup and this rotation needs to be a contender for a World Series. Obviously, they have to do bullpen, get a couple of bullpen arms. I was thinking about Ryan Tepera and Andrew Chafin. You get that. Ryan Tepera is a solid reliever, and Chafin is that lefty that the Mets need to replace Loop. I don't think Chafin's going to be as good as Loop, but he is a solid left-hander as well, who I would trust putting them out there in the 6th or 7th inning. And we already got guys like Castro and May and Sean Reed Foley and Seth Lugo. We got a decent core of rotation of bullpen guys that closes it out with Edwin Diaz. I do have a feeling that Familia is going to get a 1-year deal with the Mets. I'm not going to be against that. Familia, when he's on, he's untouchable. But when he's bad, he's bad. So, but that's most relievers. You're taking a gamble on a reliever. You're not always going to get Josh Hader or Raisel Iglesias from the Angels. You're not going to get those type of guys who we know they're going to go out there every day and perform. 9 out of 10 bullpen arms are usually a gamble. So it's just a matter of getting these pitchers at the right time who are going to have good years. It's just that simple. Yeah, I already think money and greed destroyed baseball. All righty. So I see somebody talked about Jesse Rogers. I'm going to reload Twitter, and you know the deal, guys. All right. Let's see what we got. Just give me a second. So there was a rumor that the Mets are actually really looking into before the lockout. Yusei Kikuchi, that's a solid arm in the back end of the rotation. I won't be against that. I'd rather have Rodon, obviously. I'd rather have Castillo or Minaya or Bassett or Montaz, but I wouldn't be against Kikuchi putting that lefty in the rotation. Yeah, you see, everybody's talking about it now. It's crazy. And the Mets are expected to go hard after Yusei Kikuchi once the lockout concludes. They showed interest right before the lockout, and that is expected to continue after the lockout. So, I mean, it's crazy how that's actually going on right now. But hey, let's go. Let's see. Anything else that we can hear? Yeah, I think the lockout is a little insane, honestly, with all this going on. I know the owners wanted leverage towards the players. That's why they locked them out completely. But I just think it's hurting the negotiations. Like, the lockout has not helped negotiations at all. It really hasn't put pressure on the players. The players, I mean, if it was so much pressure on them, they would have probably came to a deal already. They would have probably, made a deal they probably didn't want to. So the lockout is actually useless at this point. At this point, I already think the players won the CBA just based on the stupidity of the owners of locking out the players so long. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, that was the thing they talked about yesterday. It was something that both sides liked. We don't know the exact information. It's just that both sides came to somewhat of an agreement. It's not 100% yet. They didn't technically sign that agreement, but at least they know they got one thing that was an issue done for the most part. Now today should be focused on, if they're going to focus on one issue per day from Friday to Monday, there's four things: the draft lottery, the CBT, the arbitration, and the minimum salary. There's four things. If they got the draft lottery taken care of yesterday, the three other things, at least one of them has to be done today, or at least progress today. Pick one. And then tomorrow, pick another one. And then Monday should be the last one. And then that's how you get a deal done. And I think that's the way they're doing it now, which they should have done 2 months ago. But that's besides the point. That's old news. So let's hope they get progress on another issue, so it's one step closer to getting this deal done on the 28th. AB, how you doing? Timothy, how you doing? Who else we got here? Nick, how you doing? Fernando, how you doing? Timothy, I hope soon. That would be nice. We all want it to end. It's getting frustrating now. 328. Ooh, that's interesting. Timothy, let's see what you got here. Will the Mets trade Dom Smith and pitcher prospect Junior Santos and to Dodgers? I don't think the Dodgers would do that. Actually, it's not a bad trade, but I don't see two really good teams trading with each other. I don't see how. I don't know where Dominic Smith would play. I mean, Junior Santos would be a good prospect, and Urias is pretty good, and the prospect Vogel is decent, but I don't see how it helps either side. Honestly, I don't think that would be like that. That's interesting. Let's see. Let me refresh here, guys. Jesse Rogers. Let's see. What are we missing? Where is Jesse Rogers? I don't even see it. There's so much crap going on through my stream right now. All right, let's do this. Make it easier. All right, there we go. Okay, so there you go. 11 minutes ago, should mention the players were caucusing as well. In fact, they needed the extra time. Could be some movement on proposals. One would hope. Okay, that's something. That's something. That means the players probably got a proposal from the owners on whatever they were talking about. I'm assuming it's only one issue. And if they need more time, that means they're probably thinking about maybe agreeing to some type of issue, which is another good sign. Like I said, if they get one issue done per day, that leads up to Monday where one more thing has to get done when this deal gets done. And I think it could. So it's a lot more. See, what's different about the last couple of days? We're hearing more movement and reporters talking. I think it was Thursday where there was basically nothing for hours until they saw the reporters saw the people walk out of the hotels. So let's just hope that it's actually good news. They need more time. That's good. Jay Martin, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. New Yorker, how you doing? Monday night we sign Rodon. That would be nice, right? Monday morning they get the deal done. Mets sign Rodon. Mets sign Bryant, and then we go end Chafin. Let's do it. Let's get that 300 million payroll going, guys. Oh, thank you, Christian. Yeah, see, I did. I think I did that like a month and a half ago. I think right before the lockout. I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little after. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I try to do the top 20. Obviously, there's like 45, I think, main free agents that will probably sign probably relatively quickly. but I narrowed it down to top 20, and I gave the top 20 where I think they would go. And yes, I talked about Chafin and Tepera, and I think Chris Bryant I put to the Phillies, and I think what else? I don't know what bat I gave to the Mets. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I put Carlos Correa somewhere. It's crazy. It was a lot. But Christian said check out the video. I actually think it's one of my better videos just based on the broad spectrum of baseball itself, because obviously this is Met content. I focus on the Mets, but that's a rare time that I just did a content about just Major League Baseball in general. Timothy, I think they're gonna go to a 14 team. I think I know the players don't really want that, but they're gonna agree to it to get something they want. So I think the 14 team playoff is coming. Jay Martin, let's go. That's what we're talking about. Cool spin. How you doing, buddy? I did see Max Scherzer and David Cole. There was a picture of them on Twitter, uh, at the meetings. So I guess that's good. Grant. The only thing I think what I see what they're doing now. I think Monday through Thursday was to see every proposal for each issue that they're having a problem with. And there's basically four, right? The draft lottery, the minimum salary, the arbitration, and there's one more. Let's see, what's the other one? There's so much crap. And the CBT, right? Those four things are the main issues that the players have. And Friday was the first thing out of the four, which was the draft lottery. It seemed like Monday through Thursday was let's get everybody's proposals all together, and then we're gonna take one issue and we're going to focus on that for one day. That's what they did yesterday. I think today they're going to pick one of the three issues that are left, which is the CBT, the arbitration, and the minimum salary. One of those will probably get worked out today. And that's why they're focusing on one thing. So it's easier to negotiate that. And then tomorrow will probably be another issue. And then Monday will be the last issue. And by then, those four issues should be taken care of, and the other minor stuff can get easily worked out by end of day. But let's hope that happens, right? Harley, did I play Bill or do you still play? So I did play high school and college ball. After college, I played a little bit on travel teams. Probably after like 3 years after college, I played travel ball. I play softball now because I got a bad back, and baseball would just probably destroy me. But yeah, I played a high school baseball, college baseball, and travel leagues for a couple of years after college. I played in a it was an independent league. That's not around anymore, but I played in an independent league for like 3 years. It was the New Jersey Harpoons. And they played in like it was mostly there was like four teams in Jersey. Like there was let's see, the Trenton, Newark had a team. I think it was I'm sorry, it was the Newark Harpoons. I'm sorry, and it was like five or six teams that were in Jersey. There was like two teams in upstate New York and like three in Connecticut. It was that independent league. I played for like 2 years in that. I got paid like $50 a game or something like that. It was funny. There was no travel expenses. You had to get there your own way. But it was still fun. It was still competition. But I played in high school. I was pretty decent. I'm not a tall person, so I was more of a line drive hitter. I was decent. I was a third baseman. I played in college for 3 years. The fourth year I got injured, so I couldn't play. But it was fun. But right now I play softball. Nick, 100% agree. Got to get it done. There should be no playing games. They should order food in and don't leave. You'll see your families again. Don't worry. I can assure you they're fine in their mansions. It's okay. Yeah, I think that's a guarantee. I think the 14-team playoff, as long as the player get most of what they want, the 14-team playoff is going to get agreed upon. And the DH, it's universal. Both sides want the DH. Tigers fan, how you doing? When do you think the lockout is going to end? Uh, Personally, I think it's going to end on Monday. I think late Monday, not like late, like end of business day, like 5, 6 o'clock. I think that they're going to narrow everything down over the next couple of days. And the last issue is going to be on Monday, and they're going to figure it out by Monday. I don't think they want to go. I don't think they want to risk going past Monday, because I still think by the end of next week is the time when they could still get a deal done by Friday of next week and still have 3.5 weeks of spring training and start on time. So, but in my opinion, I think a lot of people have the same opinion, idea that Monday it seems like it will get done, because it seemed like they're working on one issue per day since yesterday to narrow it down to get things done. Because I think they realized Monday through Thursday they were just negotiating on separate issues and it wasn't going anywhere. I think one day the owners wanted to talk about the the salary arbitration, and the players wanted to talk about the CBT. Now I think they both focused on, all right, guys, let's pick one. Draft lottery. Let's negotiate that today. And then tomorrow we'll worry about another issue like the CBT. So I think that's what they're doing now. That's why you see a little bit of progress, because they're focusing on one issue, which they should have been doing from the beginning. I'd rather them do that a month ago, where you would spend 1 week negotiating one issue and then the next week on another. And that's what they're doing. But now they have to do it one issue per day, because the four main issues that I spoke about earlier started yesterday, which is the draft lottery. Today is the other one of the three: the CBT, the arbitration, or the minimum salary. And I think they're going to break it down into days. And the last one should be on Monday if everything works out. Nick, how you doing? Mets should sign a starter after the lockout. Big starter, big bat, and I'll be fine. Obviously, bullpen help. I'm good. I can sit back, relax, and wait until opening day and have fun. And Nick, happy Saturday to you too. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, don't forget to hit on that like button, guys. I will be with you until 5 o'clock today. It seems like there's a lot of movement today. They didn't meet. They were inside separately since around 11:30, 12 o'clock. They finally met about a half hour ago. So let's just see. And I know I just saw a post just now that they walked back to each other's side. So they're probably just going back and forth. We saw this yesterday as well when they kept on going in and out, in and out. That's not a bad sign. As long as they don't walk out of the hotels and go to their car, I just hope they go straight into their rooms, back in the other party's rooms to negotiate. That's all I care about. So let's hope they keep on doing that. Well, they're better. I mean, they're a little, they still got Cabrera there. He's a little older. He's obviously old. I think they need a little bit more pitching. Baez was a great signing for you guys. I think he's going to perform well for you. I think you need probably another bat, but I don't know if the Tigers are going to spend. You might be on the Tigers news more than me, but I don't think the Tigers. I think the Tigers need a pitch. They need an arm. They need another arm in that rotation, and definitely another bat to be Cabrera and Baez. All right, well that's good. Let's hope it's on one issue and not like 10 issues. Let's go refreshing Twitter, because that's what we do here, right? All right, the players made a counter proposal to the owners on multiple issues in that brief meeting, as per source. All right, the union, that was Ken Davidoff. Now it's Chelsea Janes. The union had a long Zoom with their players this morning, then made the league a counteroffer on multiple issues per a person involved. League is talking about that offer now. All right, so they're both caucusing right now, which is the word of the day, caucusing, which is basically talking amongst themselves. So we know the players made a counteroffer. Hopefully it's multiple issues, so maybe it's still something with the draft lottery, maybe it's something about everything. But let's hope they narrow this crap down. That's what we need, guys. Narrowing it down, getting closer to Monday, and doing what they have to do to get this damn season started on time. keep on looking at Twitter for a couple of minutes. Alrighty. Okay. So that is the first question. Will there be a deal today? And we're going to keep on going about other questions that we're going to get to. But here's the next question I want to ask you guys. Who wins the CBA? Who comes out better in this contract between the two, the collective bargaining agreement? Who do you think wins? In my opinion, I already think the players won because I think they're already going to get the DH, which is going to help the players. I do think that the 14-team playoff is going to help both sides. I do think minimum salary is going to go up. I do think the draft lottery is in the players' favor. At this point, I already think the players won. Nick says the players. I agree. So, yes, there you go. Hayden, there you go. So, the players made an offer. They both went back to their respective rooms. So, I guess, well, obviously the owners are going over their players' proposal right now. Yeah, Christian, I agree too. The players will as well. Yeah, exactly. The players are basically making the most requests, and the owners are kind of picking and choosing what they want little by little and giving a little bit to the players. So, like I said, if you look at the last two CBAs, I think the owners clearly won those last two. So it's very possible. I mean, there's usually a trend with these union negotiations, no matter what type of line of work you're in. The union that I'm in, the last couple of years, we didn't get exactly what we wanted. But we just had a union negotiation with the company, and we got a lot of stuff that we asked for the last time that we didn't get, and we got this time. So, as bad as the pandemic was, I think the company realized how much we were actually involved. I was working during the pandemic without a vaccine or with a vaccine. I was right on the front line, so constantly working during it. So I think the company realized that we deserved a little bit more, with raises and benefits and increases in certain areas, more vacation, more sick time, all that fun stuff. So, the players union lost the last two CBAs, and now I think it's ready to become the players CBA at this point. Jared, how you doing? I just put out a tweet. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Same stuff. Looks like some good news, right? All right, hold on. Nick, I'm going to talk about Freeman in a second. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any type of. Okay, here we go. Chelsea Janes, MLB folks, which assuming she means the owners, have long been hunting for a more comprehensive proposal from the union. Frustrated with piecemeal approach so far, now they may have it. So that's a really good sign. So when she talks about the comprehensive proposal, I think what she's trying to mean, and what I think that means, is that the proposal has multiple proposals in that counteroffer. Basically, hey, would you accept? We'll talk about the CBT here. I know you don't want to go past 220. Would you accept 219 or 217? or something like that. Something that's a little higher or lower that's around the same way, where I think they're giving options to the owners, say, hey, we would take either of these with this issue. With the minimum salary, we want something between 675 and 720. Can you meet in the middle? That's what she means by comprehensive. So now that the players finally gave her a comprehensive package, now I think they put two numbers and they ask the owners to get in between that, which is fair in my opinion. So that's good. So that's good news. Maybe the owners would actually accept it or accept most of it and come back with another package or offer and go back and forth. And it's only 3:00, guys. There's a lot to go into this. So let's see what they can do. And let's be honest, guys, they're probably talking about, hey, guys, do you really want to come back here on Sunday and Monday? Do you really want to deal with it? So I think that's the only reason why they want to get it done. They've been here. A lot of these people have been here every day. Sometimes you just want the Sunday off. So let's hopefully they get it done. Let me just write that in so for the people who are coming in can see. Just give me a second, guys. All right. So I'm going to put that up so whoever's tuning in. PA gave comprehensive package to owners. Could be good news. Oh, let me just add something. This is the most news we have been getting while they've been in meetings for the last week. That we've been getting this. This is nice. So once again, guys, 42 people in the stream right now. Really do appreciate all the support. We got 42 people in the stream. Only a little under 30 likes. Keep on hitting that like button, guys. If you're just tuning in, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get this stream out to more people. There is not a lot of coverage right now on YouTube about the live updates to the CBA. So the more you share the stream, make sure you hit that like button. The more this gets up to the top of the list when people are checking about the CBA and they can get the information they need right here. So don't forget that, guys. Not everybody's at home. Some people are at work. Some people are on the road. Some people are just listening and can't check their phone. So this is where they're getting the updates. And I'm glad to bring the updates to you guys if you're not actually paying attention to the news on your phone at the moment. So make sure you hit on that like button, guys. Let's get this out to more people. Joe, let's see. Who else is here? Hayden's back. Nick. Oh, Nick, let's talk about Freddie Freeman really quick. So I'm going to keep that on the screen about what the players offered the owners, which could be good news. So about Freddie Freeman, there has been speculation that the Mets basically had a little bit of interest, happily basically called Freeman's agent just to see where he's at, I guess numbers wise, money wise and everything like that. I don't know if the Mets are that serious with Freeman, but I see it like this. Yes, we have Pete Alonso. Hayden, I'm sorry I'm going to say this. I know you love Pete Alonso, but if there's a way where the Mets can steal Freddie Freeman from the Braves or from any team for that matter, and you put Freddie Freeman in this lineup, I know he's going to cost about 6-7 years, 140, 150, 160, 170 million dollars, but to have Freddie Freeman, the defensive whiz at first base, then we could think about putting Dominic Smith in a package for a pitcher with a prospect, for a big time pitcher like Castillo or a Shane Bieber or Sean Manaea or a Frankie Montas, something like that. Pete Alonso will obviously be more of a DH, but I actually looked at something else. And I'm going to talk about this in the video I'm going to make tomorrow about Freddie Freeman. Pete Alonso in last year and in 2019 practiced a little. Sorry, it's got to. Sorry about that. I thought I got something. Pete Alonso practiced a little bit in spring training in 2019 to 2020 at third base. I would not be against, if the Mets somehow get Freddie Freeman, moving Pete Alonso to third base. Give him a couple of weeks of spring training at third base. I think Pete Alonso can play third base. I'm not saying he's going to be, a great Robin Ventura, but I think he could be a decent third baseman who will make the simple plays, occasionally make a nice diving catch or so. But I think he could play third base. If the Mets can pull that off, there is a no-brainer. You have to get Freddie Freeman. As much as I love Pete Alonso, putting Freddie Freeman in this lineup with Pete Alonso is dangerous. And putting Freeman at first base is only going to help everybody in the infield. The bad throws that Freeman can scoop up, the great defense that Freeman has, it could be interesting. I think that would be a great move for the Mets. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. That's right, Grant. Let's get this deal done. Yeah, I saw that, Joe. I talked about it about 20 minutes ago or so. That all of a sudden, you know what's funny, guys? We've been hearing all these rumors lately with a little bit of the Mets, a little bit of the Yankees, even in baseball in general. Like teams, like you've been hearing more rumors. So, in my opinion, I think they know they're going to get this deal done, and that's why I think agents and teams are talking. Honestly, I think they are, because I just feel that they feel like their deal is going to get done, and they're just ready to ramp it up. I mean, where are these rumors coming from? Why 3 months after the lockout in December, now people know that the Mets were speaking to Kikuchi's representatives? It's kind of odd that now it gets out. So I think there's a little bit of talking going around now because I think they think a deal's going to get done. Grant, hell yeah, let's go. Hashtag end the lockout, 100%. Freeman is a beast. You damn right. Jared, will you be alive tomorrow? I hope so, but I know what you meant. Will I go live tomorrow? I'm not gonna guarantee that. I'll put it this way, Jared. If there's a lot of progress today and it seems like a deal is probably gonna get done tomorrow, I will go live instead of making my Freddie Freeman video. I'll save that for Monday or something. So there's a pretty good possibility I'll go live. Maybe I'll go live at 2 o'clock like I did today. It seems like a good spot for a lot of people, 2 o'clock. I did it 1 o'clock earlier in the week. I went to 3 o'clock the other day, or yesterday, I think it was. Or the day before. 2 o'clock seems like the prime time spot in the weekend for you guys. Got more people viewing. So I'd rather have more people. Obviously, it's more fun that way. So yeah, Jared, I'll probably go live around 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'll set it up today. If things change, I will post it on my community page if I'm going to change the time or not do it at all. But there's a pretty good chance I'm going to do it again at 2 o'clock. Network building, how you doing? When the lockout started, several players reps said they felt March 1st was a deadline. Then the owners, yeah, exactly. So like I said, don't get concerned if a deal doesn't get done on Monday officially. If there's enough progress by Monday, I'm not going to go crazy if it's done on Wednesday or Thursday because there's still enough time to start the season on time. I really think the owners are bluffing when it says the 28th, but I think anything after next week without a deal, that's when you have to be concerned about losing games during the season. Hayden, I knew you were going to talk about Pete Alonso. Well, you see, Hayden, you say that, but remember when Pete Alonso said it in 2020 when Dominic Smith played a lot of first base and Pete Alonso DH'd a lot. Pete Alonso hates it. He don't feel like he's in the game, so to speak. And you hear that a lot with players who used to play the field a lot and now are just a DH, like Stanton. Stanton couldn't hit a beach ball when he was the DH, and the Yankees finally put him in left field, and he started hitting like crazy. So it's a possibility that if the Mets somehow think about that, they're going to look. Nobody thought the Mets were going to go after Scherzer or even get Scherzer, even when there was rumors the Mets were looking into Scherzer. So why wouldn't the Mets look into Freeman? And if they think they can get him, and it's in the range they're looking at money wise and years, why not? And yes, that is a good call, Cole. Freeman can play third base. Now, I don't know if at his later, his last big contract, he wants to change positions. I'd rather have Pete Alonso there. He's still young enough where I think he can change over to third base and be a competent third baseman. I don't think he's going to be a butcher like JD Davis at third base, but I could see either one of them. But I don't think they would want to move Freeman. I don't think Freeman wants to play third base. Yeah, there's more owners arriving. Maybe a deal's getting done, guys. Tigers fan, your lips to God's ears, baby. Let's get it done. Oh, it's okay, Christian. It's cool. Gio, what's up, buddy? It's all right, man. You got to do what you got to do. Everybody's busy. But you're here now. That's what counts. Yeah, exactly. And all the boring paperwork is done already. Exactly. John. Oh yeah, exactly. That's the other big issue when it comes to a lot of the players, especially in New York and California and the Florida taxes and Texas taxes. It's a big deal to a lot of players. That's why Max Scherzer got paid a tremendous more money than probably the next team would give him, because a team could, Texas and a team in Florida can give him $38 million or $30 million, and the Mets had to go an extra $10-12 million more just to be close enough when it comes to taxes. So, John, that's a good point. Mets Nation, how you doing? I have a good feeling about today too. It's looking good so far. Let's not get our hopes up, guys, because it can crash and burn really quickly. There might be one thing in that comprehensive package that the players gave the owners that they really don't like, and it could just destroy the whole package, the whole proposal. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's think positive. But don't get your hopes up too much, guys. But it's looking good so far, and it's more than what we've seen in the last couple of months or in the last week. So that's a good sign. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that there's so much more information and more owners are showing up, I think these deals might get done, if not today, probably tomorrow. And then Monday they'll like sign the paperwork on Sunday, go over minor details. Everything will be in place. And then on Monday, they will have a press conference saying, we agree to a CBA. We're ready to go. Players can come to spring training facilities. Free agency is ready. And we're ready to go. Because I don't think Saturday or Sunday, how with the trade deadline, it has to go through the MLB office. That's what's going to probably have to happen with the paperwork on Sunday. So Monday, everything will get filed on Monday in the morning. Press conference probably early afternoon, like 11, 12, 1 o'clock. And just to say that players can come to the facility, spring training's ready, whatever day they're going to start, and and then the rumors will start going that Monday afternoon into the night. So now I'm excited because we will. Gio, I'm thinking about it. I was waiting for like spring training. Like I had Joe DeMayo about 2 months ago about the prospects when he put up his list. I'm working on other people like Ragazzo. I'm working on a couple other. I'm working on trying to get Danielle McCartan, WFAN. She's also a teacher in New Jersey. She's on WFAN on the weekends. Most times on Sunday night. I'm trying to get her in. She's really good with baseball. She's a Yankee fan, but she's actually very knowledgeable, and she actually is very knowledgeable about the Mets. So I'm trying to get her on board as well. But I am trying to get other people to come on in the streams for sure. So here we go. I'm going to refresh Twitter to see if we get any more good news, because it seems like it's happening. Let's see. People are getting excited on Twitter. So Evan Drellich, this is a big weekend on the assumption that MLB is serious, and they say they are, about Monday being the deadline for open day. So both sides have incentive this weekend to either A, make offers of major movement, or B, make offers with the appearance of major movement. So that's good. It's getting done. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got? All right, here we go. What else do we got, guys? A lot of Russia and Ukraine again, but that should be expected. All right, so that's what we know so far. It does seem like the players really think the owners are serious now about that deadline, and I think the players ramped up their offer to a little bit better because it just makes sense. You know, maybe the players thought the owners were bluffing, and it doesn't seem like they are. So maybe the players are leaning towards the owners a little bit, but we shall see. So that's all we got so far. So we'll keep on just looking at your comments. Yeah, yeah, Freeman was a third baseman. That's right. Yes. Yeah. So, he can play third base, but again, I don't know if Freeman at his later stage of his career wants to move to third base. I mean, I think it's probably been more easier for Alonso since he's younger. I think it makes more sense. But look, if Freeman's willing to play third base, you put him there. I mean, it's simple. Gio, should the Mets get Kenley Jansen? I don't want him. You know, with the Dodgers, if he wasn't in the closer's role, he struggled a lot, and the Mets are not going to put Jansen in the. Jansen is not going to close for the Mets, so pitching him anywhere else but the closer role is a dangerous game. Even though I like Kenley Jansen, but I only see him as a closer. I don't think the Mets are going to go after him. Rob, where am I at? I'm in New York. I'm in my room. Jared, I hope so. I hope we get good news right here in the stream, and we're good to go. It would be nice. There was a couple, earlier in the week, man, these streams were basically, we heard nothing until like 5:30, 6 o'clock. It was crazy. Yeah, exactly, Jared. It seems weird. Like after negotiations are already happening, it seems like more stuff is getting talked about, and now owners are showing up. Probably, and Scherzer and Cole showed up about a half hour ago, so maybe good things are happening. They are representatives of their teams, so that's a good sign. More owners are showing up and players. So hopefully, well, you know what? Somebody, I think it was like sometime last year, and I think again during the season that like Steve Cohen is making changes to the big screens. It's going to be Sam, he made a deal with Samsung to have bigger screens and more stuff going on interactive. So we're going to have a lot more screens this year and next year. I wouldn't be surprised if fans are talking about it that I think Citi Field should have the Shea Stadium seats. The orange in the field level, the blue the loge, the green the mezzanine, and the upper deck red. Obviously Citi Field is a little bit different angle. Obviously, Shea Stadium was a cookie cutter. It was easily with the colors, but you could figure that out with the colors. Have 4 sections that actually have the 4 colors: green, orange, green, blue, and red, and everybody will be happy. I think that would be fun. I honestly don't know what the time limit is. I'm assuming it's, the end of business day, like 5, 6 o'clock. I don't think it's gonna be 11 o'clock at night because I don't think they're gonna still talk if the deal is not done, but past 6 o'clock. So I think it would have to get done by Monday, 5 or 6 o'clock. Hey Robert, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Be optimistic. We're Met fans, right? Most of us. We're pessimistic Met fans. We're always hopeful, but we always have that doubt, right? What's gonna go wrong? That's what Met fans are, right? When we're watching, when the season's going well, when we were in first place for 90 plus days last year, we were pessimistic. But we were always waiting for that shoe to drop. That's what Met fans always have. We always got that down in the back of our minds. So you got to stay. You got to be optimistic, but you also got to be. We're used to this, right? We're used to good news and then bad news. That's what Met fans usually are dealing with. So we're accustomed to this. We hear good news one day, bad news the next day. So it just we're used to it. But yes, be optimistic, but don't get your hopes up just yet. Well, Frank, yeah, I've seen his stats. They're not great. Like I said, the Mets are not looking for him to be the number 2. He's going to be like the number 4, 5 starter. So look across the league at number 4 and 5 starters. There's not a lot of guys in the 4th or 5th spot in the rotation that has anything less than a 3.5 ERA. It's just a matter of a guy who's coming from the American League to the National League, where a lot of these teams in the National League have not seen him, which usually entails his ERA going down a little bit. And he is a little quirky, left-handed quirkiness, and I think he'll be okay. Like I said, I'm not expecting him to have a 2 ERA. Almost 95% of the rotations in baseball in the 4th spot and 5th spot, most of them don't have an ERA under 3.5. So don't look at the numbers per se when it comes to stats with a back end of the rotation guy. This is the guy you want to throw innings. That, when you're on your 5th straight game in a row without a day off, and you just need this guy to go 5-6 innings, throw you 100 pitches and go and be out and protect your bullpen a little bit. That's basically what the 4th and 5th starter are. When they have a gem one day, great. We'll take it, obviously. But with Kikuchi, I think the Mets, if the rumors are true that they're really interested in Kikuchi, what I think they're trying to do here is putting together the back end of the rotation with Kikuchi. Now you got 6 starters right now, not including David Peterson, who is the backup, basically a 6th starter at this point. You would have DeGrom, Scherzer, Walker, Carrasco, and Kikuchi. Tyler McGill and David Peterson will probably have to fight it out for a long man in the bullpen, and that other guy is going probably to the minors as a depth piece. So if the Mets are going to go to Kikuchi route, that tells me that they're trying to save money a little bit in the rotation. They trust their rotation, and they're going to spend big on a big bat, whoever that may be. Freeman, Bryant, whoever. Or the Mets are thinking they might make a trade for a pitcher as well, a big-time pitcher. But I think if they're going to go to Kikuchi route, they're probably going to spend a little bit more money on the bullpen and get one more big bat and spend money on that. That's what I think. Why the Kikuchi rumors kind of make sense for the Mets and the route they're going to go. Yeah, I know. I don't know if I still have that picture, but if I find that picture, I'm going to put it up on my community tab. It was pretty cool. I think a lot of you seen it if you looked on social media. Somebody like put the colors of Shea Stadium in Citi Field, and it looked really nice. Yeah, deadline always makes a deal. Like I said, I think the players were thinking the owners were bluffing over the last week. Like, oh yeah, the 28th. Haha. Very funny. But I think since they were talking the last couple of days, I think the players finally realized the owners aren't joking. Like I said, the players are going to, there was a report a few days ago, the players are going to lose $20.5 million per day in total throughout Major League Baseball. All the players in total. $20.5 million per game lost. That's a lot of money. And as much as the players think the owners are going to lose money, they're not losing as much money as the players, if you really think about it. Because the owners don't have to open up the stadiums. They don't have to pay the employees. They don't have to pay the grounds crew. They don't have to worry about none of that stuff. They don't have to pay for security. They don't have to pay about nothing opening the stadium. So they're already saving. It's already cost effective for them. It cost them a ton of money just to open up the stadium. So I think the players took their bluff and then realized they weren't bluffing. And I think that's why the deal is getting closer to get done. No. I know you talked. No, Timmy. Sorry. Yeah, they'll get, look, if it's close enough, they're gonna get flexible with the deadline. Like I said, Christian, I think the fail safe day is next Friday, because that leaves about a little more than 3 weeks. It's like maybe 3 weeks and 4 days, maybe 3.5 weeks until opening day. I think that's more than enough time to ramp up the pitchers and get enough workouts in and games in where everybody should be somewhat game ready for opening day. Not 100%, but good enough. That's funny. Jared, surprised other people are not covering it. Yeah, well, I'm a little shocked by that too. Like, if you try to search up MLB Lockout update news, it's mostly people just putting videos up from the day before. Nobody's really live covering the updates as we go. So that's why it's important to keep on to come in and hit that like button. We got 50 people in this stream right now, guys. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Rob. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in, Talking Mets with Rob. We are here giving live updates every second, every minute of what's going on during the negotiations right now. There is some movement. The players have given a comprehensive package, what the owners were looking for earlier, where it's more of the range of they're probably giving them two numbers per issue and hoping the owners come in the middle of that, which is more of a good faith offer than proposals of the past. So that's a great sign. So once again, guys, this is why we're here. This is why I'm here to give you updates. If you're not able to actually look at the updates on your phone or anything like that. So once again, guys, I'll be with you until 5 o'clock. If enough news doesn't get out, maybe until 5:30, but we will see. It seems like there's a lot of news coming out. I doubt the meeting is going to last probably more than an hour more, because it is a Saturday. They probably want to get the hell out of there. So it seems like progress is getting made, but let's hopefully we get the details and the progress we want that can make us feel better about the next 2 days. Just give me 1 second. Once again, guys, please hit on that like button so we can keep on getting this out to more people, guys. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking something out really quick. Okay. All right. And yes, exactly, Joe. We also have Trevor Williams. I know you said that the other day as well. So yeah, Trevor Williams, another depth piece. So if the Mets get Kikuchi, you got 7 pitchers for 5 spots, which we always know somebody's gonna get hurt, somebody's gonna have to fill a spot, and that's how it goes. So depth is important. Do I collect baseball cards? I used to. Me and my dad used to a lot. I used to have big containers of and also binders of baseball cards. I don't do that anymore. Honestly, I don't have the time to collect baseball cards and check out every. I used to be into that. I'm not anymore. I'm more into the, especially with the YouTube channel, it takes up a lot of my time, my job. I do scorecards for every game, almost every game, so that's always fun. But like I said, guys, if you are new to the channel, what I'm going to be doing this year, or at least I'm going to try to do, I'm looking to get in another camera to focus on when I go live for games. When I live stream a game, I'm going to try to focus the camera on my scorecard and myself as well while we're watching the Mets game. It won't happen all the time, but I'm going to try to do it as often as possible. Logistically, it's kind of hard because I got to set up a camera, like focus on the scorecard. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to try to do that. I was going to actually do a simulation on MLB The Show 22 and go over games when the season happens. Like the Mets play game one of the season, I will play game one of the season and simulate the game on my channel. I might do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to do that. But I'm definitely going to try to work on the scorecard during the game while I'm live, so you can actually see the scorecard, see me, and we can interact that way as well. Everybody has their own little unique scorecards. Everybody does it differently, so you'll see how I do it, and some people say, well, I do it differently. So it's cool to think about, but not baseball cards, not anymore. Exactly. Yeah, you don't expect your fourth or fifth starter to go 7 or 8 innings, or 6 or 7 innings for that matter, and throw a shutout or throw a 2-run game. It just doesn't seem like that. When your fourth or fifth starters are out there, you're probably gonna have to score four runs at least. It's just the way the game is now. I can almost guarantee you, check every roster, every rotation in the league right now, and look at the areas on the fourth or fifth starters. They're not going to be less than a 3.35 probably, maybe one, if that. So you're just looking for them to eat up innings. Don't blow a game. Keep the team in it until your big pieces in the bullpen come in. Hopefully, you score some runs and win ball games that way. Yeah, see, if there's enough progress today, I think it's going to get done by the deadline. I'm not worried about that. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I was in Dick's Sporting Goods the other day. I actually posted a picture on my community page that they had the Scherzer and Marte jersey. I'm going tomorrow to Dick's Sporting Goods to pick up the Marte and Scherzer shirt. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get the black DeGrom jersey. I'm in there. I have a GoPro actually, Christian. I do have a GoPro, but the problem is it's very hard to stream it and connect it. The two cameras. That's kind of hard to do because I don't think I can stream it live with two cameras with the GoPro. I could be wrong. I'm not no technical genius with the GoPro. I do have one. I did it when I went shark diving a couple of years ago. I used the GoPro for that, and when I was in Florida and went shark diving and went to the amusement parks, the parks and all that stuff. So yeah, but I'm gonna try that. I do have my GoPro. I'm gonna see if I can set it up. I have to try some things, but maybe I won't get the best camera or something that is just easily accessible where I can like hang it on the wall and focus it on the scorecard and all that stuff. But I'll definitely try that, Christian. Nice. Do you know how many scorecards you actually have? Like a rough estimate? I'm on the same page, Cole. Stroman? God, I can't. I can't deal with that guy. But here we go again, guys. It is 3:36 on a Saturday. Gonna refresh Twitter and see if we get anything new. Might not be anything at the moment since the owners did get the players' proposal about 25 minutes ago. So we probably won't get any news, if at all. Probably at around 4 o'clock or maybe a little after. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yep. So about 40 minutes ago, uh, the owners got that package from the MLB so there's not really much going on at the moment except the owners are looking at it. So we just have to wait and see if they're gonna counter offer or walk out of the room. Let's hope they don't do that. Yeah, well, like I said, this is the first time the players offer the comprehensive package, which which I think that means is that whatever the issues are, I think it's the four main issues that we spoke about for the last hour and a half, right? the 4 issues, I think what they're doing, they're putting a number, they're putting 2 numbers on the table on each issue and saying, these are the 2 numbers. Can you meet in the middle? I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what the comprehensive package is. I think every issue is having 2 numbers, whatever the numbers are, and they say, can you meet in between these numbers? And if the owners agree to it, there should be a deal by today or at least tomorrow. If not, the owners will probably counteroffer again. But that's something I don't think we're going to hear probably for another half hour, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think was going to happen, Joe. Wow, that's dedication right there. That's cool. That's really cool. Got so many updates right now, going crazy. Okay. Oh, I don't think they're just gonna accept it like that. I think there's gonna be something they probably are not too happy with. I think they'll find things that they're happy with and they'll probably agree to. But there'll probably be one or two, maybe 1 or 2 things that they're like, can you go a little lower than this? And I think that's what's gonna happen. I would be shocked if the owners agree to this proposal or this package right away. I think they'll just probably not like one thing and say, all right, guys, let's just focus on this for today. Or they might just reconvene tomorrow about that one issue. But again, they only got the package about 40 minutes ago. So I wouldn't be surprised. Sometime after 4 o'clock, we'll probably hear something. If it's good news that they accepted it or the counter offer, and we'll see. Yeah, Timothy, no more lockout. We want baseball. That's exactly what we want. All right, refreshing again. Let's see. Yeah, see now Pat Ragazzo came out about Kikuchi being on the radar of the Mets. So that's why it's a little crazy. Like, why today all these reports coming out? And it wasn't just the Mets with Kikuchi. It was Freeman the other day with the Yankees and Freeman with the Mets, and then it was Correa talked about a little bit about the Yankees, like, and then Trevor Story over the last couple of days. There's been a lot of news. So I have a feeling that the owners, or at least the front office, is speaking to agents about the free agents and trades about teams. I think they're speaking. So what I think is that they feel like a deal is going to get done in the next couple of days, and teams and owner and teams and agents and players and teams are speaking about trades and free agency, because that's the only way. Why are they talking about these rumors now? It's kind of interesting. And even Andy Martino talking. It's crazy. But it seems like good news. Gotta keep on refreshing. Yep. So there we go. Michael, how you doing? Infinite, how you doing? Merlinful, how you doing? Good news so far. It seems like it's good news. Let's not get our hopes up yet. It's looking like it's progressing well, but there's still a lot to get done. So let's hope that the package, the comprehensive package, remember that comprehensive package that the players ascendant that gave to the owners, and the owners are looking at it now. It seems like the owners were looking for something like this from the players' side. And this is the first time they gave a comprehensive package to the owners. So this is a good sign that something that the owners were looking for from the players is sent to them. So that's a good sign. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. It seems all these rumors are popping up, so it seems like there's a pretty good capacity of people, the agents, teams, owners, and players seem like they have a pretty good idea. Obviously, what's going on? They're in the know, so that's why rumors are popping up out of nowhere, like crazy today. Oh, Grant, that's awesome. I like that. What's up, everybody? Like and subscribe. That's cool, Grant. It's all good, Infinite. It's all good. Don't worry about it. No, I'm not sleeping yet. I am tired though. Yeah, exactly, Jared. The owners, there was more owners that showed up over the last hour, so I'm assuming it has to be a good thing. I don't see why some owners would show up 2 hours later. So I mean, hey, there's progress, guys. It's been a lot more progress over the last 2 days than we had over the last 3 months. So we can't complain, except we are going to complain if the deal don't get done. Refreshing Twitter again. It seems like there's more news every time I refresh, and I don't mind that at all. Let's see. Yep. See, once again, SNY just tweeted the MLB PA had made a comprehensive counteroffer to MLB today. So again, that key word is comprehensive. They SNY even put it in quotation marks. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But they put it in quotation marks. So, like I said, it's something different that the owners were looking for from the players. So we'll see. What else do we got? Yep, so far that's what we know. Jared, I don't think all they needed was a deadline because I really think the players thought the owners were going to bluff with that deadline. But apparently, over the last 2 days, it seemed like the players finally realized that the owners weren't joking. And let's be honest, I said it earlier. The players are going to lose $20.5 million per game missed. That's a lot of money. $20 million per game if the season doesn't start on time. And I'm telling you right now, if the season doesn't start on time, they're not just going to miss 5 games. It's going to be more than that. The owners are not stupid. The owners save money by not opening up their stadiums. They not only save money by not paying the players because there's no games, they don't have to open the stadium, which they don't have to pay employees. It's a big amount of money that the owners are going to save. So if games are going to be missed, I think it's going to be at least 20 games if it doesn't get done. But at this moment, it seems like they're really trying to get something done here, and that's the most progress we've seen in 3 months. So let's pray, guys. Let's pray we get this done. I want to refresh again, guys, because why not? Probably nothing, but let's see. Okay. Yep, that is it at the moment. More about Kikuchi. Yep. All right. Cool. So once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, you're new to the channel. My name is Rob, Talking Mets at Rob. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit on that like button, guys. We got 44 people in the chat in the stream right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's hope Met fan, Yankee fan, Tigers fan, baseball fan in general. We all want the same thing. Baseball fans are just as united as the players union on this issue. Get a deal done. That's it. Baseball fans, are usually at each other's throats. Met fans are at Yankee fans' throats and vice versa. Then you got the Red Sox fans against the Yankee fans. You got the Cubs with the Cardinals back and forth. The only time baseball fans are united is when they don't have their baseball. And the players and the owners, and they agreed, gets in the way. Baseball fans are united. Baseball fan wants to hashtag end the lockout so we can have our rumors, we can have our news, we can have our free agency, we can have our trades and spring training leading up to opening day, which in my case is a damn holiday. And that's what I want. I want my damn holiday. I have opening day off from work and I got the day after because I don't just go to opening day and come home and go to sleep. I wake up early in the morning. I head out to Citi Field, go to the 7-Line tailgate, have some drinks, have some food, party with music before the game with my friends at the 7-Line, go to the game with the 7-Line, hang out with the 7-Line. After that, we have a post tailgate that goes almost late into the night, until like 9 o'clock at night after the game. And then you got to recuperate. Why I need the next day off. That's why opening day is so important to me. And obviously to you guys. Opening day is a holiday. Just like some people say Monday after the Super Bowl should be a holiday, opening day should be a holiday. My opinion. America's pastime, baby. Opening day is my holiday. Hey, Robert, what's up? So we got some good news. The players gave a counter proposal, but it was a comprehensive package going to the owners, which the owners were looking for from the players. So we don't really have the details of what's in that package, but the key word is comprehensive, which everybody put it in quotation marks. Basically, what I think that means is the players with the main issues are given 2 numbers per issue, and they're hoping that the owners will meet in between those numbers, which is like a good faith proposal, which is basically the good faith proposal, the first one that we've seen from both sides. So we're thinking that's good news, but we don't know as of yet. But as of now, the players offered the comprehensive package to the owners, and the owners are looking over it right now. That is the latest at 3:50 right now. All right, refreshing Twitter again. Let's see. Nothing. Just more Kikuchi rumors. Yeah, Mike, I agree. If you don't get it done, it's going to be bad. I think it seems like both sides are really putting in effort to get a deal done. And I do think when they both put effort in and the deal doesn't get done, it's going to be very demoralizing for both sides. And I think it's going to really affect getting it done and get an opening day on time. But let's hope. Let's have a little bit of optimism here, even though most of us are Met fans and we're pessimistic. So, Joe, good call. I forgot the Rangers are on. I don't know why. I got the news on. Like, I really want to see more about the war going on. Are they on? Where the hell? What are they on? ESPN? Where are they? Oh, I see it. 7. There we go. Playing Penguins, baby. Let's go. Sorry. Tigers fan. Same news. The comprehensive package going to the owners. The owners are going over it right now, so nothing new. It's end of 1. Good. 0-0. I just got the notification on my phone. Thank you, Joe. I forgot all about it. This is what happens when you go live. You're so focused on baseball. Forget my Rangers, man. How can I forget my Rangers? Leaf, I went to Shea Stadium on my birthday when I was 12 years old. That's awesome. I like that. That's what we like. check something out again because that's always fun. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. I'm not a big NASCAR fan. I watch like the Daytona 500 or something like that, but I'm not crazy about it. But hey, sports is sports, especially when you don't have baseball. Right now, we should be watching the spring training game, but you know, the lockout. Hold on, I gotta get this. Let's see. Yeah, all right, cool. Just checking, making sure I got everything in order. You know what? I actually think ESPN has done a good job with the NHL. You know, they got Chris Chelios, Mark Messier as analyst. Can't complain about that. ESPN's done a good job. I don't know if some of you guys are hockey fans. Do you remember when NBC used to have the puck glowing in blue? That was fun. I remember that so much during like the Sunday NBC games during the afternoon. They used to have the blue glow around the puck to follow the puck. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I actually enjoyed that. La Potencia, what's up, buddy? A lot of stuff is going back on the MLB app. Hold on 1 second. Joe, I will give that to you. I will actually message you that on Twitter. All right. La Potencia, go Pens! Come on now. We're fighting for the second spot with you guys in the Metropolitan Division. Even though I think we're ahead of you by I think 2 points. You know what's funny? I haven't been to a hockey game in about 5 years. I can never make it out to the city. It's just a pain in the ass for me. Even though I live in Queens, it's a pain. Robert, I know we all want the deal done right now. What do you mean about a lot of the stuff is back on MLB app? Oh, like the players, like names and stuff. Because then that's a big, uh, that's big news because that means things are getting done. Oh yeah, you're right. Huh. Actually, checking the starting lineups to see what. Oh no, they still got the no pitchers up yet, but it's still very interesting. That you're right about that though. Hmm. Interesting. That is very interesting though. Okay. Well, maybe it's good news. Lopetegui, yeah, we talked about it earlier about Freeman. I mean, I don't think the rumors are wrong that the Mets might look into Freeman after the lockout. According to a lot of rumors, that they were looking into Freeman pre-lockout. So, I mean, I don't know if the Mets are the front runner for Freeman, but if they think that they can get him, I don't see why they wouldn't go after him. You know, you can put Alonso at third base, you could put Freeman at third base. There is options there. So I think it's a long shot, but again, Max Scherzer, we all thought was a long shot as well. Nobody thought that the Mets were going to go after Max Scherzer or even go to that extent to get him. So I don't think Freeman's out of the question. I think it's unlikely, but I wouldn't be surprised. Would I be surprised what Cohen does now? No. Where is Suzuki going? I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know. You know, there was rumors that there was some going to Seattle and then the Mets and the Yankees we talked about, the Red Sox. There were so many teams. At this point, I don't even know. You haven't really heard much about Suzuki, so I don't know. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, they wiped out everything. Yeah, it seemed like I don't know. Maybe they're slowly putting stuff up, thinking that they're gonna get a deal done. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I will be happy if the Mets get him, but I also will be happy if he's out of the NL East. Like I don't want the Phillies to get him. you know that doesn't really help the Mets. If you get him out of the NL East, I'm happy. And if we actually get him into the American League, I'd be even more happier. I don't have to see him. It's great. And that hurts the Braves so much, who is our biggest rival and our biggest contender for the NL East. So if it hurts the Braves, it helps the Mets. Yeah, I just saw it, Joe. I'll send it to you in a little bit. Okay, that's cool, Leaf. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it would definitely help all aspects of the Mets, right? Defensively, offensively. I mean, it would be crazy. I mean, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money for Freeman, but there is no doubt about it, guys. If the Mets get Freddie Freeman, I would be shocked, shocked, happy but shocked. After Kikuchi, they can pull off. I don't. If they get Kikuchi, I think it means more of the fact that the Mets are going to spend more of their extra money to go after a big bat and use the rest of the money on bullpen arms. I don't think the Mets are going to go any because now you're gonna have so many. You're gonna have to knock somebody out of the rotation that you expect to be in your 5-man. Are you gonna kick out Carrasco? Are you gonna kick out Walker? Or no, you're not gonna do that. So, I think it's gonna be one more pitcher for this rotation. If it's a Kikuchi on the lower end, I think the Mets are just gonna spend that extra money on a big bat and spend their extra money on bullpen pieces. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Yeah, let's hope they get it done tonight. There's some progress. The players gave a comprehensive package, which what the owners were looking for. It's basically an easier guideline where it seems like the players are given whatever the issues are. They're given two amounts, and they're hoping the owners meet in the middle for each issue. And I think that's what the owners were looking for, where they had like a range they can work with. When it was a solid number by the players given to the owners, there's no wiggle room. But I think with this package, there's wiggle room, and I think that's what the owners were looking for. So it seems like we're going to get progress here. I don't know if the deal's going to get done today, but progress is definitely a possibility. I don't want him in LA because it seems the LA is going to be our biggest competition when we make the playoffs, right? I think the Mets are the third best team the third best team in the National League odds wise. I think the Dodgers are 1 and the Braves are 2 and the Mets are 3. So I'd rather him go to the American League and we don't have to worry about him at all. Yeah, well, I think Alonso will be pissed off, but I think Alonso knows better that this is for the team, and Freeman makes the team better. He would be initially pissed. Of course, you're going to be pissed because Freeman's probably taking your position, but there's no reason why Pete Alonso can't play third base. He's done it. Practice it in spring training. He played a little bit in college at third base and first base in his freshman year and sophomore year. He played a little bit at third base. Obviously, when he was a junior, he specifically focused on first base, but he actually can play third base. He's not going to be a Gold Glover, but if he can be competent and make the easy plays, that's all we care about. And even if he makes bad throws to first, Freddie Freeman can scoop him with no problem. So, you can use Alonso at DH at times, put him at third base, give him Freeman a day off. Pete Alonso's going to play first base a few times, but getting Freddie Freeman makes a big trade option. options for the Mets in the trade market because now you have nowhere to play McNeil. That means McNeil is going to go into a package somewhere with maybe Dominic Smith to get maybe another starter or get another big time bat. It really depends. But if the Mets get Freeman, McNeil's on his way out because Escobar is going to go to second base. Freeman or Alonso is going to play third or first, and there's your infield. McNeil has nowhere to play. So that's the other thing you have to look into. That's fine. If they're still talking about it and going over it, I'd rather them go over it. So the longer it is, the better I think it is. Oh, I was thinking about that, and I feel like the way the Mets have been giving out contracts, it seems like it's been between 2 and 4 years. I don't think it's going to be 4 years. I think it's going to be 2 or 3 years because that's the trend that they're doing. Maybe a 2-year deal with a third-year option, maybe a player option or a club option, something like that. Because, the trend with the Mets with a lot of these players has been no more than 4 years. Obviously, if you want to get a big bat or a big arm, you're going to have to probably go 5 or 6 years. But that's understandable. But for middle of the road guys like the Martes of the world, the Escobars, the Canas, or Kikuchi, I think anywhere from 2 to 4 years is probably where they're going to go. So probably definitely 2 years. Maybe if they really want him and to get him away from another team, give him a third-year player option. And I think that's how you would get Kikuchi. And maybe, an average pitcher is going for $10 million. So I would think anywhere from 10 to 14 million Kikuchi would get per year. Yeah, he has potential. Like, he shows signs of like really good pitching. Like, again, he's a 4th to 5th starter. I see him as a 3.5 ERA type of guy. Coming from the American League to the National League, sometimes it takes an adjustment for hitters to catch up to these pitchers because they haven't seen them. So Kikuchi might get the advantage in the first half of the year, and the hitters will start catching up a little bit, and that's when you have to see Kikuchi adjust in the second half. Just like Taijuan Walker. What I think not only was Taijuan Walker lost a lot of steam in the second half because he hasn't pitched in 2.5 years, a full season. I think it was more of the fact that hitters haven't seen Taijuan Walker because 1, he was injured, and 2, he was in the American League. So nobody really saw him and seen him much. So it was hard to adjust to him, and he was pitching so well in the first half. And I think a combination in the second half was a lot of the hitters already seen him in the first half. They got used to seeing what he thrown. Now they were able to adjust. And on top of that, he just lost all the steam, all his energy because he hasn't pitched a full year in about 2.5 years. So that's why I think Kikuchi can be good. It's just a matter of in the second half, when the hitter's starting to adjust, can Kikuchi adjust and still perform at the level that I think he can do in the first half when the hitters don't know him? Yep. I am not getting my hopes up, but they are moving in the right direction because they wouldn't put things back online if they didn't know anything. That's true. Exactly, Jerry. You put up a good point about 15 minutes ago. That the MLB app has putting stuff up there, not really players' faces or anything like that, but there's been content around players and videos and stuff like that. So that's a good sign. No, I thought about it, and I did a video about that about 2 weeks ago. I don't think they're going to go that route because Clayton Kershaw is going to cost so much money, and he's so much of an injury risk, and he's not the same pitcher he was 5 years ago. I don't think the Mets are going to pay him $25 million over 3 or 4 years. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather sign Rodon. I think it's a higher reward for the risk, even though they're both injury prone. But I think if they're both healthy, I think Rodon at this point is a better pitcher than Kershaw in his career right now, if they're both healthy. Freeman could go to the Dodgers. That's a possibility. Yeah, you see, that's the thing too. We might get rid of Freeman, but then Olsen might go to the Braves in a trade. That's an idea too. But that would stick it to the Yankees, and that would be funny. Freeman to the Sox, that's another one. Look, Freeman has so many options. He's going to have teams fighting over him now, which is going to raise the price, which is more of a reason why I think he's out of Atlanta. Because I don't think Atlanta's going to pay him more than 160 million. And I think other teams will. Like I said, get his ass, if he's not with the Mets, get his ass out of the National League and I'll be happy. Yeah, well, see, I think Alonso's a team player. I think he would be initially pissed, which is understandable. You know, you're signing a guy who is obviously better than Pete Alonso, like all around. But of course, you're gonna get mad if somebody's taking your position. But Alonso is gonna take a second, sit down, understand that it's for the team. They tell him to DH, they tell him to play third. He'll do it because he's a team guy and he wants to win. Again, he's human. He's going to get mad. He's going to be pissed off. It's only normal. But I think he'll settle down and realize that it's the better for the team. I don't think so, Michael. I think the Mets are still going to go after Chris Bryant. I think they've been on him for almost 2 years that they wanted him. So I don't think they're going to go above and beyond. I don't think they're going to overprice themselves for Bryant. But I think if they can get him at their number, I think they have no problem signing Chris Bryant. But, if Chris Bryant is asking for the Mets for 160, 170, I'd rather give that to Freddie Freeman, honestly. Coach Freeman is better than Chris Bryant. Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but you know what? If he wants a 7-year deal and he gets a 7-year deal from whoever, if he gives me 4 years of the great Freddie Freeman, I can deal with the 3 bad years or the 3 years that are not what we expected from him. I can deal with that. Well, you know what? They might do that, Cole. But again, I think the Mets are trying to keep JD Davis and Dom Smith. Now, granted, if they get Freddie Freeman, Dom Smith is basically pointless. So he might be in a deal. I think the JD Davis, I think, is a dark horse for the DH spot. Like you guys know, I think JD Davis is the perfect DH bat. He can't play the field. He sucks. He can't throw from third to first. He's a terrible left fielder. He's perfect as a DH. If JD Davis is healthy, we've seen what he did in 2019. He hit 20 plus home runs. He batted 280 and knocked in like 60 RBIs. If he's healthy and that wrist is healthy, I guarantee you he can hit 28 home runs, 25, 26 home runs, batting 280, 290. I really think JD Davis can do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could see a Dominic Smith and Jeff McNeil gone and JD Davis stick around. It's going to be insane. I might have to stay live from 9 a.m. all the way until like 10 o'clock at night. I do that on my day off. I would definitely do that. You would see me eating lunch and dinner and maybe even breakfast, but it would be fun because there'll be so much breaking news that you would have to constantly just keep on hitting online. All right, guys. So it's 4:12. I'm gonna refresh Twitter, see if we got anything. What else do we got? Let's see. my buddy Casey on Twitter is posting this GIF with the guy sweating. So let's see. What do we have here, guys? Any updates on the negotiations or if the owners? Let's see. Let's see. I don't see anything yet. Nope, I don't see nothing yet. Hmm. Yep, nothing yet, guys. So obviously the owners are still actually looking at that proposal from the owners. Michael, I think I don't see it either, but it seems more and more that I think Freddie Freeman is very frustrated with the Braves. That they basically gave him a lowball offer, and I don't think he was happy with that. Now, granted, they could just come back and say, "All right, we'll give it to you," because I don't think they can lose Freeman and actually still be a contender like they were last year. I don't think so. So I'm thinking the fact that Freeman is upset, he could probably get more money elsewhere and probably more years. And yes, the Braves can probably trade for Olsen, which would probably be a big move for them. And Olsen will obviously help the Braves. I think Freeman was one of the pieces to the puzzle that kept the team together. And you got to remember, they're not going to have Acuna probably until June and July, and that's only if his rehab goes perfect. So they're not going to have Freeman. They're not going to have Acuna. Yes, they got Swanson. Yes, they got Albies, Riley, and all those guys, and Darno. But again, Freeman seemed like he was the glue that kept everything together. So even though Olsen's a really good player, doesn't mean he's going to be impactful as Freeman was with the Braves. Exactly. No one thought Pujols would leave St. Louis. St. Louis, I don't remember the offer that St. Louis gave him, but they offered him a pretty good penny, but he took the Angels' massive offer. So it's very possible. Bryant can definitely work. I think that's a smart move by the. I'm not going to get mad if I'll be happy with Bryant at the move. Yeah, I'm not saying he played a lot. He played a little bit in Florida at the University of Florida at third base. He was primarily a first baseman, but he did go to third base every now and then and play. I mean, it was only maybe 10 games in his college career. So it's not a lot, but he's familiar with the position. And in 2019 and 2020, he was taking grounders at third base when the Mets were thinking about putting Dominic Smith at first base full time. So it's a possibility. When the Mets really didn't have a third baseman, they were trying J.D. Davis, they were trying McNeil, they were trying Alonso because they knew that they didn't have a real third baseman. So again, it's not the end of the world if the Mets sign Freeman. It's obviously a good bat in the lineup and a great defensive first baseman. Pete Alonso can learn third base. He's not stupid. He's a smart player. Everybody thought that he was going to be a butcher at first base, but he worked on his craft. He's not a Gold Glover, but he got a lot better than what he was when he came up in 2019. So at least we know that the Mets did look into him pre-lockout for Freddie Freeman. Will they do that post-lockout? Who knows? There's going to be so much activity that I don't even think teams can actually get in touch with some representatives for players. I think they have an eye set on a certain number of players, and that's who they're going to target. And that's what I think. Yeah, I mean, Pete at 30 is not a bad idea. I wouldn't outbid if Freeman goes to the Dodgers. I'm not going to be too worried about that. We do get him in the NL East, but I'm not going to overspend for somebody. If it was a position of need, I would say, okay, you would have to try. But it's not a position of need. Sometimes you could just get a little bit, you could spend on a guy that you technically don't need at a position because he's that good. But it's not the end of the world if Freeman goes to the LA. It would suck if we face him in the playoffs, but at least we get him out of the NL East. It hurts the Braves. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. So we'll see. I don't think they want to get rid of him. I don't think he heard anything, Cole, about JD Davis getting moved anywhere. It's more been rumors about Dominic Smith and Jeff McNeil. And the reason for that is because they're more valuable to other teams than JD Davis. I think JD Davis is a better asset on the Mets than he is on another team. And I think teams notice that. That's why they want Jeff McNeil, because they can see Jeff McNeil at the top of their lineup playing second base or playing somewhere in the outfield. They can see Dominic Smith being an asset in the lineup, in the middle of their lineup, and a guy who could be an everyday first baseman who has really good defense. JD Davis doesn't have a defensive position. And I don't see the Mets getting anything for JD Davis. I think they can get more as for him as a DH offensively than they could in the trade. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if you see Dominic Smith and Jeff McNeil gone if the Mets get Freeman and JD Davis sticks around. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, seriously, it's going to be. I mean, you're going to have to keep your phone on charge all day because the amount of notifications you're going to get is going to kill your phone. Exactly. It would hurt the Braves a lot. I don't even if they get Olsen. Olsen's a solid player, but he's not Freddie Freeman. Let's go, Randy. You've got 12 and a half minutes in the second period. No score in Pittsburgh. Dennis Potvin. Apotentia, that's for you. All right, so we're going to look at Twitter really quick, guys, see if anything is popping up. Do we have good news? All right, CBT talk. Finally, among the things in the MLB PA proposal from today, source tells Jeff Passan and Jesse Rogers backing significantly off Super 2 ad and revenue sharing ask and changes to its CBT request. League is still caucusing, unclear if or where the sides are going to get together again. So the players backed off significantly off the Super 2 and revenue sharing and asked changes to CBT request. So the players are coming back towards the owner's side. So again, the pressure of the deadline and the owners being really serious about that are pushing the players a little towards the owners asking prices right now. Significantly backing off the Super 2 and revenue sharing was a big thing the players did not want to move. And they also are talking about the CBT. What we haven't heard yet is about the minimum salary for the first year players. So we shall see. Liper, we don't talk Astros here. It's a Mets channel, but we can talk about it if you want. I mean, you lost Springer. You're probably going to lose Correa. I mean, that's two big pieces to that Astros team. So that's what we have so far. Let me just write that in. Give me a second, guys. I'm just typing it in. Hold on, guys. Let me just make sure I got it right. I'm just putting that up there so we can you can all see it. MLB proposal to the owners. They significantly lowered revenue sharing ask and Super 2. Also, they made changes to the CBT amount. So they're coming back to the owner's side now because I think the players are feeling the pressure with the deadline, knowing that the owners are not bluffing anymore. So I don't think that's bad news. I think that's pretty good news. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they were better than Freeman, but again, we know Freeman is a better defensive player than Alonso. You know, Alonso's a little quirky at first base. I mean, he's gotten a lot better, but I'm not gonna not put Freddie Freeman at first base if the Mets somehow get him. I think we're all gonna get something done. I think it's so. Look, the owners wanted the players to budge a little bit, and they budged. Revenue sharing and Super Twos, they went back significantly on their first couple of offers. That's big deal. Now the CBT is still a big issue. I don't know how much the players are going to reduce their ask, but it might be enough where the owners might say, all right, we agree to a lot of the stuff. Let's see what we can do with the CBT. But it's not bad news, that's for sure. I don't think Correa will go to Boston. I actually put Correa going to not I'm sorry. Who did I put? I know I put Correa somewhere. Where did I put Correa? I don't remember where I put Correa in my top 20 free agents. I don't remember. I do know I put Trevor Story going to Houston because I feel like Houston's not getting Correa back. So, yeah. Robert, is that good news? I think it is. I don't think it's bad. I don't. It doesn't seem like bad news because the players haven't budged on the revenue sharing and the Super Twos. Their amounts or percentages were the same, if not a little different, but it was still very high asking. So if they significantly back that, that's a win for the owners, and I think the owners are going to take that right away. So let's see. There's more tweeting going on. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Anything else, guys? What else we got here? Let's see. Yep, that's it so far. What we got. So it's not bad news. All right. Comments are coming in quick, guys. I love it. Yeah, what I think is going to happen now, I think the players, seeing that the players went back on the revenue sharing and the Super Twos significantly, I think now the owners are going to say, okay, look, I know the CBT, we put it at $214 million. We stayed pat on that number. We'll make it 220. And maybe the players are like, can you make it 225? So I think it's going to be between 220 and 225. And I think that's okay. So here we go. We got more coming in on the tweets. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. MLB is about to head back to meet with the players, starting meeting number 2. The MLB payout proposal includes moves on the CBT, arbitration eligible, and revenue sharing. We spoke about that. So there's movements on 3 things, 3 key issues: revenue sharing, Super 2, arbitration, if you didn't know what that is, and revenue share and CBT and revenue sharing. So those are the 3 things right now. So they're going back talking to each other. So that's good news. It is 4:30. It seems like there's probably going to be a little bit more talk. I'm assuming sometime around 5, they'll probably talk again. The owners will probably give a proposal to the players. Nothing will probably finish up today, but we'll probably have at least a lot more progress going into tomorrow. So that's good news, guys. Any thoughts on Soto? Yeah, I mean, ever since he declined to take the offer from the Nationals at $350 million. It only makes sense that if Soto becomes a free agent, who has the most money? The Dodgers and the Mets. And I would sneak in the Yankees in there and the Red Sox as well, because there'll be about 4 or 5 teams that are going to go after Soto. But if Cohen wants him, he can spend the most money on him. And I think a big thing to look at when it comes to Soto, or in the Mets position specifically, is that look carefully in this new agreement, that whenever they come up with it, how significant are the penalties going over the luxury tax. I think that's key, because if it's 50 to 60% that the owners were talking about, I don't know if the Mets are going to go so crazy on going over the luxury tax, because that's a lot of money per dollar you're paying tax on. I know Cohen got a lot of it, and maybe he might not care, but it might be a little bit of an issue. If the CBT, the luxury tax penalty, is like 30% or 20%, now there's a pretty good chance that the Mets are going to be the favorites to land Soto when he's a free agent in 2 years. But that's a long way down the road. But Michael, I want him. It's just that simple. No, he won't bolt. He won't bolt. He's one of the faces of the franchise. He ain't going anywhere. He ain't going to go anywhere. He's still going to play first base at times. Pete Alonso can probably be a decent third baseman. He's going to DH. Alonso's not going to be happy, but Alonso was also a team player, and realizing that Freeman can help this Mets team. Hayden, #end the lockout. Let's go. Yes, I did see that picture actually. It didn't ring a bell. Like, I didn't really pay much attention when I was scrolling through it. I did see that. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together, but that's crazy. It makes sense, right? The Angels spend money. Who are the headliners? I don't think there's a lot of big free agents next year. I think technically Jacob deGrom is a restricted free agent. He has an opt out, so technically him. I don't know. Let me see. I'm curious. Let's see. Let me check. Let's see. Wilson Contreras, that we talked about, is a free agent for the catchers. Gary Sanchez. I mean, there's a lot of catchers, but I'm going over the people, the big names. Yeah, that's about it. First baseman, Jose Abreu, but he's going to be 36. Aguilar, Josh Bell. Eric Hosmer can opt out, but he's 33. Trey Mancini, that's interesting. But he's a first baseman, but he can play second. He can play outfield. So that's interesting. Adam Frazier, that's interesting. Kiki Hernandez. Whit Merrifield. Tim Anderson has a club option. The White Sox are going to take that, that's for sure. Xander Bogaerts can opt out, but we have our shortstop. Andrew Benintendi. Not a lot of big names. Let's see, starting pitchers. There's not a lot of starting pitchers that are that good. Mike Clevenger. Like I said, Jacob deGrom can opt out. Mike Foltynewicz. Not a lot. Sean Manaea is a free agent. That's interesting. So there's like maybe 3 or 4 big guys that you can think of that the Mets can go after. That's why this offseason is very important for the Mets to do what they got to do now, because any moves they're probably going to make in the offseason of 2023 is probably going to be trades. But it's just a matter of what the Mets do now. That's why last offseason and this offseason was very key because there was a lot of big names that were free agents because next year's free agent list is not as good as this year's and last year's. Yeah, I don't think he would be upset initially, but I think he would be okay. Yep, they're still putting things on the website. I was checking on it. Yep. Judge. I don't know how crazy the Mets would be about trying to get Judge. I think they would just be like nitpicking at Judge so they can piss off the Yankees a little bit, but I don't think they'll be that serious with getting Judge. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Christian. That's what they mean by Super 2. Arbitration eligible players within the 2.5 to 3 year mark. That's when they can kind of negotiate their contract, their contract. Chapman reliever, God no. He's a time bomb waiting to happen. He's worse than Aaron Diaz. DPU, how you doing? I'm glad Christian can answer that for you. Sorry about that. I must have missed your comment when you asked that. You don't like Soto, but he's damn good. No, I don't want to see that. I don't know. What is he wearing now? I don't really remember. What is it, like 5 or something like that? He ain't wearing that. So I don't know. That's interesting, but let's get to that point. I worry about the number when we sign him. I don't think it's gonna get done today. I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna have most of it done. And look, MLB's not stupid, right? Obviously, it's gonna have to go to the MLB offices to, put it through the system and everything like that. Monday will be the day where they officially announce it. Even if they agree to it today or tomorrow, they're not going to officially agree to it or say anything probably until Monday. They'll have a press conference saying that we came to an agreement and free agency and trades are ready to go. That's what they'll probably do. An Alec Martinez jersey. Wow. Alec Martinez jersey. Interesting. I see what you're trying to do there, La Potencia. Okay, all right. I know who he is. All right. He. You can leave those Kings to themselves. Okay. Yes, they beat us in the Stanley Cup, but if our offense didn't suck, we would have beat the Kings. Lundqvist stood on his head in that series, and the Rangers couldn't score to save their lives. Yeah, Peter's not a sulker. Like I said, initially, just because he's a human being, he'll be a little pissed off at first, but then he'll realize how good Freeman is and realize that Freeman's going to help this team. So it's 4:36, guys. The players are meeting with the owners again. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to refresh Twitter again and see if we get anything. Let's see. Somebody made a good point on Twitter. They said, honestly, if the Mets were thinking of signing Freddie Freeman, they should just trade for Olsen and Montas instead. It's not a bad idea, but then again, you got to give up a prospect or two. Probably have to trade like a guy like McNeil in that deal. So you get rid of an everyday player and a top prospect. So, I mean, it makes sense, but I'd rather spend money. All right, let's see anything. Let's see. All right, so John Heyman just tweeted, Players Union made a proposal and moved on some core economic issues. No deal is imminent, but nice to see they are discussing the big stuff. Good. So there you go. So, like I said, guys, I don't think a deal is going to get done today, but I think they're moving closer and closer to a deal. Sledge, how you doing, buddy? No, really, I don't think so. Just Kreider. The whole new team. JT Miller is gone. Yeah, almost everybody's gone. It's basically a whole new team. They ripped apart the team over the last couple of years, so it's mostly all new guys. Zibanejad came in after Panarin, all those guys. Shesterkin is there now. I talked to Michael. I talked about McCann the last stream. I don't think McCann is any good. I always thought he was a backup catcher. I never understood why the Mets would give a backup catcher $10 million a year for 4 years when nobody else was going to offer him that money. I didn't understand it. I mean, he's a glorified backup guy who played a lot with the White Sox over the last year and a half because Grandal was injured, and that was the only time he started in his career. He was always a backup, so it never made no sense to me. St. Olsen made a bad situation. Maybe he can, the Mets didn't get McCann for just his defense. He was supposed to be a better defensive catcher, which he wasn't great as a defensive catcher, which is one of the things the Mets wanted was somebody who can control the pitching staff, work well with the pitching staff, and be really good behind the plate. He threw out a decent amount of runners, but there was a few balls that went past him that he didn't look good with, and he was supposed to have some power in his bat. And maybe one or two games last year, he showed his power, but other than that, he wasn't a good player. And I'd rather have McCann focus on his defensive work and be a really good defensive catcher and work well with the pitching staff. I don't care what he does offensively, honestly, because I wasn't looking for him to be a good offensive catcher. I just want a defensive catcher who can work well with the pitching staff and throw out runners and block balls behind the plate at a reasonable percentage. And that's what I worry about. I'd rather have the other guys do the offense, not McCann. Chris, what about Greinke? I don't think Greinke can pitch in a big market. I know he pitched in LA, but LA's a big market, but they're not really a big market. They don't put the scrutiny and the pressure on players like New York does. I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. Kershaw, I think you're gonna have to give him like $25-26 million over like 2-3 years. I do not want Kershaw. I think he's too injury prone. He's not the same pitcher he was 5 years ago. I'd rather just go after Rodon, who is a risk because of injury, but when he's healthy, I think he has a higher ceiling than Kershaw at this point in his career. Yeah, that's what they compared Alvarez to, Salvador Perez. And like I said, if it could be a Salvador Perez, we got something. But look, I'm not looking for him to be the next Salvador Perez. If it can be a little less than that, I'd be happy. He still has to work on his defensive game a little bit, but he's been getting better at it. We know his bat is going to perform in the majors. So he could be that offensive catcher that everybody's trying to look for. And the Mets got him. Well, I think Brian Schneider is actually better than McCann, honestly. Yeah, he's so damn tall, and 5 looks weird, but obviously he's not wearing 5. Greinke is a free agent, Joe. Jason Bay. So I will be with you a little after 5 o'clock, guys, because I do got to go to work in like 3.5 hours. So, I got to get at least 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, I remember Ryan Church. I wouldn't give Freeman a blank check. I would go up to a certain limit, but I wouldn't go crazy. So once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we got 53 live viewers here on the stream, guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Remember, guys, if you still haven't hit that like button, hit on that like button for over the next 20, 25 minutes while I'm still on the stream, guys. We can get the stream out to more people. Share the stream as much as possible, guys, so people can replay this stream. So if they missed anything, they can catch up on it later on. At the moment, guys, the MLBPA has significantly walked back on basically three of the main core economic issues that we've been talking about over the last couple of months. They lowered the revenue sharing ask and the Super 2 ask, which is the arbitration eligible players, also made changes to the CBT amount. So the players are walking back a little bit on their asking percentages on those three things on their latest proposals to the owners. And the owners and the players are talking again after the owners for about almost an hour have been going over the MLBPA's proposal. So let's see if there's still more progress to be made. I'm assuming they probably only talk about 15, 20 minutes, and they'll probably end the day around 5:30. So we shall see. I don't think there's going to be a deal done today, but I think it's going to be significant enough progress where we can see a deal Sunday or Monday. Yep, I remembered. He was in LA. He got the concussion in LA and they put him on a plane. I remember that. And I also remember him rounding the bases and missing third base and then got called out on that big run. I remember that. That was when we were trying to get into that playoff run when we fell apart. Oh, I remember. Yep, he was good until the concussion for sure. So while we wait for a little bit more news about what's going on, to find out what's going on with the players and owners, they are meeting again right now. So maybe that's a little bit more good news. Just wanted to let you guys know, if you want to become a member of Talking Mets and Rob today, you can. Below the stream, if you close the live chat, you will see the join button. You click on that, it will take you right to the membership page. There are 3 different memberships: the orange and blue membership, the Shea Stadium membership, and the You Gotta Believe membership. Each membership has more perks than the next, and it's up to you if you want to become a member. Just look at the perks. Obviously, the higher the membership, the more perks you will get. All the perks and the live streams and all that stuff that is going to be for you members is going to really start during the season, or right when spring training starts going. I'm going to do live streams then for just the members, but I have to get 15 members before I can live stream for just the members. So I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. Also with the memberships is free giveaways. If you become a You Gotta Believe member, you will be in the drawing every month to win free Mets tickets. 2 Mets tickets, depending on if you're in New York and you want to go to Citi Field, I will purchase a ticket for you. You can go with me, or if you want to go with someone else, I'll purchase a ticket for you. 2 tickets. If you want to come with me, I'll purchase the 2 tickets, or if you want just 2 tickets to go with somebody else, I will do that if you win the giveaway. And we can work out a date for a game. If you're not in New York and you're in a city where the Mets play a team and you want to get tickets and you win a giveaway, we can do that as well. So if you're You Gotta Believe member, which is the highest membership, you have a chance to win free giveaways. I'm trying to do twice a month, but definitely once a month during the season for free giveaways. And also with the You Gotta Believe membership, I will be doing live streams. If there's enough of you guys, live streams just exclusively for you guys. And if you become a member of any one of them, you also get access to my videos 2 to 3 hours before they go live to the public. So look into that, guys. Just click on that join button and look at all the perks that you would get. And if you want to become a member, you are more than welcome to. So thank you for listening for that. I see there's a lot of give me a second. There we go. All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. See, there was a couple more comments when I was talking. What else? Where are we? Oh, no problem, Andrew. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't want to bring you crap content, Not saying that I know everything, but I try. I try to get all the info I can in my videos and my live streams. So, but what I like to do, I know there's people that do content and don't give back to the people who subscribe or support the channel. I tried. That was my main focus when I started this channel. Obviously, I did 2 giveaways. SoCal Mets, SoCal. If you guys know him, been a big supporter of my channel. He won I think it was a Jeff McNeil bobblehead about 5 months ago. And Mets Talk with Hayden won a giveaway for a New York Mets 1987 road jersey. And I randomly selected it. I did like a little wheel and I posted the video so everybody can see it. And that's how I usually choose it. I'm going to do something else. I'm probably going to do ping pong balls with names or something. I might do the wheel again because it's a little easier. So there, I try to give back as much as I can because I know you guys support the page and it helps my channel out. And some of you are members, some might decide to be a member soon. So I want to give back as well. The giveaways can be anywhere from shirts, hats, bobbleheads, plaques, of posters. I might even do a giveaway from the 7 Line. I do a gift card, like $100 gift card to the 7 Line Army website, so you can get stuff from there. A lot of stuff that I'm going to start doing, especially when spring training actually gets going. Yeah, Nick, I was talking about that earlier. The only reason why I see the Mets going after Kikuchi is, like you just said, saving money for that big bat. And that's why I think the rumors are starting to swirl. No, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's not. That you heard rumors about Mets looking into Freeman, and then not even a day or two later, the Mets are in on Kikuchi, or going to be in on Kikuchi. So what does that tell you? Like I've been saying, like you said, to save money to use it elsewhere, Kikuchi makes a lot of sense. So maybe the Mets are going to be in on Freeman big time. I already think they're going to be on big time with Bryant. But Freeman's actually a possibility. But yeah, that's what I said. And Nick, I agree. Lasses Millage. The only time Lasses Millage was a good player was when he hit that big home run in his, I think it was like his 3rd game. And then he started giving high fives to the right field fans over there. That was the only time he had his moment. Omar Santos, of course. Omar Santos, miracle, right? I was at that game in Boston when he hit the home run over the Green Monster, and they reviewed it. That was a great game. I remember that. Yep. Yep. I remember Papa Bomb being pissed off after the review. Oh, that was great. New York, we don't have an agreement yet, but it looks like more and more progress. So I don't know if you were here earlier, but the MLB PA gave a significant offer to the owners that was significantly lower than they were asking before with the revenue sharing, the Super 2 arbitration, and the CBT. They moved back on their numbers prior. And now the owners and the players are meeting again right now. So we're just waiting for more news about that. Yeah, that was something. Jordani Valdespin. I remember when he hit that home run, that game-winning home run. I think it was against Philadelphia at Citi Field. That was when the Mets are bad, man. Oof. Yeah, me too. I was at that game. I went to that game, and I went to the game when Sheffield, the first game of this of um the series, when Sheffield hit the home run over the Green Monster. I forgot who pitched. I think it was Santana. Johan Santana, I think it was, who pitched in that game. So I went to that, the first game, and the Omar Santos game. That was fun. Yeah, it wasn't a smart decision. He played very well for the Giants when Mets got rid of him. Benny, you know, I somewhat remember it, but I don't remember it a lot. But I do remember it. Uh-oh. I don't know. Look, that's your opinion, guys. But we all got our unique content for sure. So I got the secret sources. I don't know about that, or maybe I do. Ah. Yeah, Andres Torre. Oh, that was a disaster. Hey, Sean, you're back. Grant, you're back. Yes, you got cookies. Yes, and you also become when you become a member, you get the patch on how long you've been here. It changes colors of my logo. Also, you get little. If you're a member, you can actually see the little gifts that I made. One is a Degrom face. The other one is my logo, my channel logo, and the other two are different colors of LFGM. And I'm gonna be making more soon as well. So yes. All you missed was, Sean, is that the players gave a significant offer to the owners that was a lot less than what they were asking for before. The They lowered their CBT ask, they lowered their Super 2 ask, and they also lowered their revenue sharing ask. So that's a big move towards the owners. So we'll see what happens. Nair, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Thoughts on Taiwan Walker has been eating too much and has gained 30. Really? That really? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, hopefully he will lose a lot of weight quickly, because if that's the case, that's a dangerous game to play. And maybe that's why the Mets are looking at more pitching, because they don't trust Taiwan Walker. Andre, yes, they're still meeting. About 25 minutes ago, they started to get together. No, Michael, with Walker, like I said earlier, I think it was a combination of two things. A lot of the batters in the National League haven't seen Taiwan Walker because, one, he was injured for almost 2 years and didn't pitch, and he also was in the American League, so a lot of teams did not see him a lot. He was in the National League too, but he was mostly in the American League, so a lot of hitters didn't see him a lot. And I think the first half, the hitters took time to get adjusted to him and adjust to his pitching and his pitches. And you saw that in the second half. They adjusted to him. Taiwan Walker didn't adjust. And also on top of that, he hasn't pitched in 2 years. So he didn't have the same amount of energy he had in the first half, because he hasn't pitched a full season in 2 years. So there's two things but if he is overweight, that's a problem. I was actually sitting in near the pesky pole. I was in the right field, about 15 to 20 rows back. But I was on the right field side around pesky pole. I don't know about that, but thank you. You're right. Yeah, that's right. But I was talking about the first game of the series when Sheffield hit the home run. I think it was like the third inning to give the Mets the lead early on. Santana was pitching that game. Omar and Nair Adam movement episode. I don't. Sean, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Any changes, Jaron? Nothing yet, except that the owners went back to talk to the players again. So it's 5 o'clock and they're still talking. So that can't be bad news. Once again, Sean, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Mets Nation. Mets Nation, you damn sure had a feeling, and you're right, man. But hey, I think we all got that feeling now that something's happening big time. Nair, what do you hey, listen, guys. I don't like speaking about other content creators because they do put a lot of work into their content. There's no doubt about it. Trust me, it's not easy putting up a lot of content, with live streams and videos, editing and all that stuff. It takes a lot of time and effort to put all this together. And, we all put a lot of work into it. No doubt about it. Everybody has their opinions about people. There's some people that don't like me. I can assure you that. I see it in my comments. But listen, I do appreciate you guys support me. And, also don't forget to support Mets Talk with Hayden. Hayden's a cool guy. He knows his stuff. He does his research just as much as I do. And he puts up good content. So make sure you check out Hayden as well. LFGM, baby. LFGM all day. I honestly, I don't remember that. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it, but I just don't remember it. God, I'm getting old, man. The Mets make me lose my hair too, so that's what makes it worse. Anytime, Sean. Anytime. Well, yeah, we do have, who knows about Walker, but we do have Carrasco. We do have Tyler McGill. We do have David Peterson. We have Trevor Williams. I think the Mets are going to make a one more big more move. I wouldn't be surprised if they. I think the Mets put it this way, Nair. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I think it's going to be between Rodon or Kikuchi, one of the two. But I do think the Mets are going to. The reason why you're hearing the rumors about Kikuchi is because I think the Mets want to save money in that department so they can go and spend the money on a big bat. Whoever that big bat is, Castellanos, Bryant, Freeman, I think they're going to get one more big bat because I think the lineup needs one more big bat. Well, you know what, La Potencia, with Carrasco, he was injured from spring training, and I think he just never got his footing. When he was starting to get healthy, he was really still catching up to get, stretching out his arm. I just think it was too. If he comes out healthy from spring training and has a healthy spring training, Carrasco still is a very good pitcher. And you would be surprised how good he actually is if he's healthy. But that's a big if. Francisco, how you doing? The favorites right now, I think the Mets are fourth favorite in all of baseball. I think it's the Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, and the Mets. I think. The Yankees might have fell down a little bit, but the Yankees, I think, were number 3, which is insane. Because they didn't do nothing, and their pitching staff is terrible after Cole. Yeah, I knew it was Santana because I remember because me and my dad took the bus ride to because I was younger. I don't even think I was driving yet. Honestly, I think I just turned. I don't remember how old I was. Young, put it that way. And me and my dad decided to take the bus there because we knew we were gonna have fun and stuff. So nobody wanted to drive, so we took the bus there. We went to the game. We got a hotel. We didn't go to the second game. Or was it the second game? We didn't go to the third game. Or whatever. We went to 2 out of 3. Put it that way. I know I went to the first game and we went to the Omar Santos game. So whatever the third game was, we didn't go to. We just hung out in Beantown. Oh wait, that's really I don't know. Well, like I said, Wardy blocked me on Twitter for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's not like I did anything to him. You know, I never actually wrote on, tweeted at him or anything like that. But it is what it is. You know, everybody looks at everybody else's content to see if they get, you know, sometimes I might think it's something that he or somebody else didn't think about, and vice versa. There's been times like I'm gonna do a Freddie Freeman video. I know he did a Freddie Freeman video, but I didn't watch his Freddie Freeman video, so I don't know what he put in there because I like to use my own research and my own like. Anytime I do a video, you guys know this if you watch my videos. Anytime I do a trade proposal or do a free agent signing, there's two things I do. I put up their last season stats and I put up a contract that I propose, or I put up a trade proposal. I always put their contract up there, what I think their free agents contract should be, or the players in a trade proposal, and I put their stats. I always do that because I think it's important to not just put a trade proposal out there because that's what I like. I like to give some detail to it. Like the last video I did with Wilson Contreras and why I think the Mets would trade for him, I put Ronnie Mauricio in there because you got to give an incentive to the Cubs. Or you could just take Ronnie Mauricio out and put $20 million towards the McCann contract to the Cubs and give a lower level prospect for Wilson Contreras. Because Wilson Contreras is not going to get signed by the Cubs. He's going to be a free agent. So the Cubs are going to be looking to trade for him. And like I said, the point I made about McCann, Stroman's best year was what McCann behind the plate. So that's why it's an incentive for the Cubs to might do it as well. So I kind of I always try to put information that I think is relevant to a trade or to why the Mets should go after a free agent. And I always put a contract that I think is relevant to that player and is fair to both sides, especially a trade proposal as well with stats. And I like to compare stats as well. Well, yeah, I know that. I know he does that. Like me, I don't have moderators at all. I know he does. Most people do. I don't. I like to moderate myself. I like to moderate the chats myself. And usually in the chats, most of my people who support my channel and subscribe are usually pretty good in the chats. There's usually not a lot of fighting. There's not a lot of cursing. And if there is cursing, there's usually towards, Rob Manfred, or you're pissed off about a play that the Mets made and you curse. That's fine. Like I said, I don't tolerate racism and I don't tolerate sexism or anything that is hurtful towards somebody else. I don't play with. Other than that, I let people talk because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has an opinion, and it should be voiced. That's the way it goes. That's the way I see it. That's why I don't have moderators. Ghostway, who is a moderator, I believe, for Wardy, he asked me if he can be a moderator about a while back. I said I'll think about it. I don't mind that I would have moderators. That's fine. Hayden said he would do it. That's cool. But I like to moderate it myself. I think I could do it. I try to get everybody's, I know from what other people said that Wardy doesn't look at all the comments. He basically focuses just on his members, which is fine. People are paying for that premium. That's cool. But there's a lot of times that he don't go over everybody's comments. I try to. I might miss one or two, like not on purpose, but I try to read everybody's comments, even if it takes more time. Oh yeah. That's okay. Now I know what you guys mean. Okay, cool. Hayden, LFGM. We were definitely mismanaged for sure. Infinite, it's not done yet, but they're making a lot of progress. They're back together, speaking together. The players offer them a significant proposal that they lowered their asking for Super 2s, CBT, and revenue sharing. So that's a good sign. Willie Montanez from old time. I don't know. I think they're trying to go for the bigger names. I heard recently Turk Wendell's going to be there. Also, I'm thinking about 50 people, 50 players, old timers are going to be there, which is a pretty good number for the Mets. Their history is not as huge as the Yankees, so it kind of makes sense that you might have about 50 players. If I had to choose one, I think the big bat is more important. I think the rotation at this point is solid, not great, but solid. If Jacob DeGrom and Scherzer are healthy, which obviously is an if, that is one of the best 1-2s in baseball. If Carrasco can remain healthy, I think he's fine. If Walker is okay, I'm okay with that. I don't think this rotation is terrible. I think they can get around what they have right now. I would want the big bat because the lineup needs another big bat. Alonso is the only big bat. I know we had a little bit of opinions, a few of you guys, that Escobar is also a big bat. I don't really technically see Escobar as a big bat who protects Alonso. That's why I think of Chris Bryant, Nick Castellanos, or recently Freddie Freeman. One of those three, I think, has to be in this lineup to help Alonso out power-wise. Yeah, I've been seeing there's so many more rumors now. Kikuchi popped up and Freeman and other stuff too. Let's see. Anything else? Nothing yet, guys. Okay, so Bob Nightingale just tweeted. Take it for what it's worth, but it's all I found at the moment. The owners now leave. He didn't even put a proper sentence. The owners now leave, and negotiations are over for the day. So I don't think they came up with a deal, but obviously more news will be said in a few, probably soon. Yeah, Brett Gardner news is starting to pop up now. But according to Bob Nightingale, take it for what it's worth, guys. But that's the only tweet so far. The meeting is over. The owners are gone. They left. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. We'll find out a little bit of news in the next, I guess, 20 minutes or so. But I'm going to stick around until we find out a little bit more. I think because there's not really a lot of. I don't know if Lorenzo Cain is another year older. Yelich hasn't been healthy. Their pitching staff is very good with Woodruff and all those other guys, but they seem to fall apart in the playoffs. And if another year older of Lorenzo Cain, Yelich is always hurt. You can't count on those guys, and that's why I think the Mets are ahead of the Brewers, because I think projections are the Mets are going to do more with their lineup and their rotation, which is going to make them above the Brewers. Let's hope not. Andre. The Red Sox are in the top 5. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, a lot of potential. I don't understand all the Yankees hype. Like the Yankees are projected to have more wins according to the Fangraphs than the Mets. I don't see how. Obviously the rosters are not filled out yet, but the Yankees have no rotation. Who is in their rotation? Yes, Luis Severino should be healthy, should make them better, but there's no guarantee that Cole's going to be any good without the spider tech. They have these young guys that are supposed to be good in the minors, but there's no guarantee. And how good is the lineup? We don't know what LeMahieu is going to be, if he's going to be good. They don't really have a first baseman. They have no center fielder. Yeah, they got Judge. Yeah, they got Stanton. That's about it. I don't know what Gleyber Torres is at this point. So the Red Sox are not going to win 114 games. The Red Sox are not going to be that good. They're going to be pretty good, but I don't think that good. Oh, the updated odds. I think the Mets were 3, if I'm not, or I'm a lot. I don't. In National League, I think they're 3rd, behind the Dodgers and the Braves. Uh, but I haven't checked the odds since February 14th. All right, let's get more news, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Just refreshing Twitter. All right. I saw Joe. You said owners are going back to their side again. I just saw. Well, Bob Nightingale said that the owners that it's over, but we'll see. Yeah, the Mets are 3rd. Okay, they were. I knew I saw that. Okay. Cole, the players countered. They came up with a significant comprehensive package, which they lowered. They're asking for revenue sharing, Super Twos, and the CBT, which is a big move backwards for the players. So they're pushing towards the owners a little bit, which is interesting. Thank you, Joey. I really appreciate it. I ain't got no problems with nobody. I'm a free loving guy. The only time I get mad is when the Mets piss me off, or my boss pissing me off at work. But other than that, I'm cool. I might be a pessimist when it comes to the Mets, but are you a real? You're not a real Met fan if you're not a pessimist. So, you can't always be uh, positive when it comes to the Mets because the Mets never give you enough positive moments to be 100% positive. That's one thing I can say about other people that do YouTube channels. Their names don't have to be said. I don't have to say his name. But when you're overly positive, it gets annoying because you can't be that positive if you're a real Mets fan. You just can't. It doesn't make sense. Thank you, Andre. I try. I do try. I do miss a couple. I won't lie. Like Robert, I passed over him, but I ain't seen it. Donny news, according to Bob Nightingale, the owners left and the meeting is over, but progress was made. But nobody else tweeted that, so take that for what it's worth. So I don't think it's true because Bob Nightingale scares the hell out of me with his about his tweets. But I keep on refreshing Twitter every second so I can see. Let's see what else we got. Anything? I just refresh it. Nothing yet, guys. So I don't think it's over yet. I mean, if Bob Nightingale is the only one that tweets it, I doubt it's over. So I don't think it is. Thank you, Tegman. I really appreciate it. I try to be fair. I try to be like, being too negative and too positive. It's not really like an objective opinion at that point. It's just you staying one way and not turning the other way. You can't be positive when things are good and be negative when things are bad and not take anything in between. That's what I try to do. Lindor, I'm not sure. Bob Nightingale tweeted that they are done, but nobody else tweeted anybody of relevance. So I don't know. There you go. Yeah, Joey, I agree. That's the thing. Like, there was a lot of games, even though we had injuries with our pitchers. We lost a lot of one-run games last year, like a sac fly or a big hit with runners in scoring position wins us a couple of games. Like I think I calculated, I think I said this in the last stream. We lost about 10 one-run games in a span of like 15 games where a big hit here or there with runners in scoring position wins us games. Even if we would have won 10 out of the 15, if we would have won 8 out of the 15, we make the playoffs. And that's the difference between a good team and a not very good team. Tegman wants Castellanos or Freeman. We talked about that. La Potencia, a big bat for sure. Exactly. I agree. Well, I tend to agree, Andrew, about that. I kind of caught that very early on. When I started my YouTube channel, I peaked at Wardy because I was curious on how channels were made because I was clueless on it. If you look at my very first few videos, it was terrible. I gradually got better because I learned. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched other YouTube, not just Mets content, but people who do baseball content. I learned from them on how to do channels. But all my opinions, all my knowledge is based on me being a fan from day one since I was freaking born. And my knowledge of doing everything. I'm not gonna stand here and say I know everything because I'll be lying to you. But I try my best to know as much as possible before I throw it out there. This is when I do a video, I just don't throw my facts out there that I can't, have backup to or sources or where I got it from. And if it's my opinion, I'll tell you. You don't have to agree with it, but I usually say my opinion. He might be. I don't honestly know, but I kind of had that feeling because he really doesn't go back far. When people ask, I see early on when I started my YouTube channel, I used to go on his live streams just to see what questions he answered. He always answered like recent questions over the last like 5 or 6 years. He wouldn't go past that, which is, could be he just don't want to. I don't know, but it seemed to me that as well. But that's everybody's different opinions. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I 100% agree. I agree with that, Tegman. The Blue Jays are a dangerous team. Everybody still thinks the Yankees and the Rays, which they'll probably be decent, but the Blue Jays, they made a lot of good moves, and they might even get another big bat. They got Berrios. They just signed Gaussman. That's a really good 1-2 punch. And then they're with Guerrero and Biggio and Bichette. I mean, geez. I don't think the Mets are going to bring back Dykstra for old timers day. I love Lenny Dykstra. I have a Lenny Dykstra shirt. I love him, but I don't think they are because he's a little insane. Yeah. Gary Sanchez, what do you mean? The best catcher in baseball? Sorry, that was a little terrible joke. No, I don't think so. I think they're a lot better. Their biggest flaw last year was their pitching. And you know what? They got Berrios late in the year, which helped them almost get to a playoff spot. But getting Gaussman as well, and they'll probably make another move or two. The Blue Jays are going to be very dangerous. They're actually playing at home this year. You got to remember, the Blue Jays got a raw deal. They were playing in upstate New York. They couldn't play in Toronto. So they were basically living out of a hotel for almost the majority of the year. That was a rough go for them, and they were still pretty good. There's a Tony Clark is a representative for the players union, but they already have they both have lawyers representing them as well. Hader or Kimbrel, maybe the Mets will go after Kimbrel, but the problem with that, I think both of these guys have to be closers. And what do you do with Diaz then? You know, I don't think these guys can pitch outside of a closer's role. They don't have that mentality. Chelsea James just reported. Okay, let's see. I don't see anything yet, but I could be wrong. Let me see. Just refreshing Twitter, going through Twitter right now just to see if there's any. Somebody said Chelsea James just tweeted. I don't see that, but let me see. I don't see that yet. I don't. If you see anything, just put it in the comments, and I'll put it up so we see it. And David off. You see, I don't see that yet. I might be missing it. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Keep on refreshing. Maybe it just didn't go yet. No, I don't see anything, guys. If you see it, tell me what they said so I can just put it up on the comment. So I can put it up on the screen. I don't see it yet. Maybe it just didn't load properly yet. I don't know. But yeah, I don't trust Bob Nightingale either. Yeah, I didn't see anything else also, Joe. David off or Chelsea James. Okay. The owners have just this is Ken Davidoff, guys. The owners have just left their session with the players. But that don't mean it's over. They just left. This is the second time they left. They might be going back to their rooms again just to go over anything. So, oh, is that the yeah, that I forgot what it's called. I know what you're talking about. Where you pay them to send you a birthday message or something like that. Yeah, yeah. I did that a couple of years ago with Mike Piazza for my mom before she passed away. The Rays are good still. They always find a way. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up on all the comments. There's a lot. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good rotation. And Manoa is a sneaky good pitcher. They got a good rotation. Well, Andrew, I also did a stream and a video about Bauer, thinking that the Mets were going to get him too. So we all got duped into that. Everybody's going after Wardy today. Oh yeah, I always thought Nails was on steroids for sure. Wait, he couldn't? Did somebody ask him that? Because that's not good. Yeah, he liked to fight. That's for sure. Yeah, I like that. Why not? I would not put that past Lenny Dykstra at all. Yep, it's true. Dykstra was a big part of it. Apparently, the owners left the players' room. I don't know if they're reconvening in their room again, but they're not together meeting again. The owners left that. So uh, let's see. I'm refreshing, guys. So let's give me a second to see if there's anything else. Seriously, there's so much political stuff on my Twitter right now. It's so annoying. I follow all sports reporters, basketball, baseball, everything. I don't follow maybe one or two political news reports. That's about it. But people are retweeting the Ukraine-Russia stuff, and it's driving me insane. Trying to refresh, see if we get anything else. All right, hold on, guys. Let me check John Heyman. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see, besides the Ken Davidoff thing, they went back, they left the players' room, so I don't know if they're reconvening on their own. Still going through. That would be funny. So, guys, you know what? I'm gonna stay until 6 o'clock. That's as far as I can stay because I want to get something before I go. I gotta eat, get 2 hours of sleep, and go to work. Yeah, I see it potential. I see it. I see it. I think the Mets are going to sign Familia for a 1-year deal. I mean, can you do worse? Can you do better? Yeah, but again, relievers are a hit or miss everywhere. 1 year they're good, the next year they're bad. So it's a crapshoot when it comes. It's a gamble on any reliever you get. Do anybody think that Aaron Loop's going to have a 1 ERA again? I don't think so. So it's just a matter of getting these relievers at the right time, and it's a gamble by any reliever. Come on, Rangers. 6 minutes left. Let's go. Score the damn goal. Yeah, Joey. I usually work overnight. Usually I would go in at like midnight or 1 a.m. But lately, ever since like the shortage of like products and stuff like that, we've been trying to get more trucks out into the stores before uh opening. So we've been going a lot more, much later in the night, like around 9, 10 o'clock. So I'm usually working double shifts like every day. So it's just constant work. I mean, I was supposed to be on vacation. I was supposed to be in Port St. Lucie this weekend, from Friday until Tuesday. So I was preparing myself for a break, and I'm not there. So now I'm working. Like I said, I'm not complaining about the money, but I'd rather not, be at work. It sucks when you think you were going on vacation and you prepared, and now it's like bleh. What hockey team I hate the most? I really don't like the Capitals. The Flyers, of course. I would probably say the Flyers. I don't like them. Of course, I don't like the Islanders. I mean, why would I? But a lot of my friends from the Met fans are Islander fans, so I get on them a little bit. But other than that, Jared, no other news as of yet, except the owners left the players' room. And at the moment, we don't know much more. I don't know if the meetings are over or they're reconvening on their own. I don't know yet. But I will be with you until 6 o'clock. Hate the St. Louis Blues. That's interesting. Yeah, Nair, everybody needs a break. I can't, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to take a vacation until April now because I'm setting up going to Washington, D.C. the first week of the season for the Mets Nats if that actually happens. But I'm holding off on putting on my vacation. If not, I'll probably just put my vacation at the end of March and go somewhere nice and just relax. Steven, I don't know if Walker is 200. I don't think anybody's a 200 inning guy anymore. But I think if you can get 130 to 40 innings, I think I'll take that. But not 200 innings. I mean, DeGrom's not going to probably do 200 innings. It's rare that the player does 200 innings, pitcher does 200 innings now. All right, so we're getting some news coming in. So let me retweet. Sorry, not retweet. Refresh the Twitter and see what goes on. Okay, guys. So bad news. Evan Drellich just tweeted today didn't go well. MLB reacted barely to the player proposal. Players in turn were outraged. Hostile second meeting. Players moved CBT by same amount. MLB the last in $2 million in different years. MLB proposed cutting $1 million off the CBT in 1 year. Dropped first tier of tax from 50 to 45. So that's not good. So all that optimism went down the drain. Sorry, guys, not good news. Okay, so Chelsea James just tweeted, which doesn't sound good either. Players are currently considering walking away from the table per a person familiar with their plan. Made what they felt was a substantiative offer and owners rejected it. Players are furious. So that's not good, guys. Let me just type that in really quick. All right, so I'm just going to put it up on my screen. So the MLB owners were not happy with the proposal. Let me just give it to you really quick again. So the players proposed moving the CBT to $2 million in 3 different years. They cut it by $1 million off the CBT in 1 year. Dropped the tier of the tax from 50 to 45%. So it's not a lot. So they didn't really make big moves, the players. The owners were mad. The players thought it was a fair offer or a better proposal and thought the owners would be a little bit better with this offer. The owners weren't happy with it. The players are furious. The players might walk away from the table now. So this is not good, guys. So now we're in trouble. Who the hell knows what's going to happen now? Damn it, guys. I was not expecting that at all. Ugh. So it's not looking good, guys. We thought we had some momentum towards a deal. Wasn't looking good. MLB proposal to the owners. The players thought it was a pretty decent offer where the owners might come back with another offer. The owners weren't happy. And the players are so furious that they actually might walk away from the table. So who knows if they're going to meet tomorrow or Monday? We don't even know now. So, all right, guys. So we got the news. It's not the news we wanted. Hopefully they come again and meet tomorrow. We don't know. So I'm sorry for the bad news, guys. We thought we were getting better news. We are not getting it. So who knows if there's going to be meetings tomorrow or Monday. If there are meetings, tomorrow, I will go live again tomorrow around the same time. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking around for almost 4 hours tonight. Thank you, guys. Sorry we didn't get better news. If there is a meeting, if they do agree to meet tomorrow, I will let you guys know on the community tab if I'm going to go live tomorrow, which I probably will if there's a meeting at 2 o'clock. Thank you guys for tuning in, guys. There is no deal. The players offered, according to them, they thought it was a pretty good deal to the owners. The owners were not happy with it. The players are furious that the owners weren't even considering what they offered. The players might walk off the table. There might not be another meeting in the next 2 days. So that's bad news, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry, Stoney, you just tuned in. There is no deal, guys. So once again, guys, I really appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I will be with you live tomorrow at 2 o'clock if there is a meeting. The meeting did not go well, guys. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys for all the support. And as always, Met fans, let's go Mets. Have a good night, guys. See you guys tomorrow if there is a meeting. If you missed the stream, go back and replay some of it. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Good night, guys. Sorry for the bad news. Opening day is in jeopardy, guys. Have a good night, guys.